game week 4. And in detail, we are going to talk about the Manchester Derby, especially. And for a Manchester United fan, it has been absolute hell. And today in our panel, joining us, Adi Bhattacharya, who's a fellow Manchester United fan. Shout out to him. And Sambit, who's a City fan, unfortunately, ready to banter us at every step possible. And we have a lot to discuss. And starting off, Adi will lead us to what we are going to discuss tonight.
Thank you, Shotrik. See, I think as a Manchester United fan, somewhere deep down we have to question ourselves. Were we overhyping the team? Yes. Were we overhyping the players? Yes. Were we overhyping the manager? Yes. Were we underestimating City? Yes. I think people don't understand the gap that City and United have. I think you will agree with me there.
Absolutely.
The,
Absolutely.
the last time I remember that we were so overconfident going away from home and playing a top team, it was against Liverpool, where we famously got thrashed 7-0. Let's not talk about what happened after that. Let's focus on today. I mean, where do we start from? I know where we start from. We start from the players. Let's go player by player, shall we?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bindir. See, I see Ineos. Ineos have done a lot of good things. They have fired the cafeteria lady. They have
Bet that saves us a lot of money, I think.
yeah. They have revamped Carrington. They have fired people who have dedicated their lives for Manchester United. They have cut Sir Alex's pension. Let's not forget that. That has probably kept us up. And after all that, what they didn't do is give us a goalkeeper and a midfielder for the start of the season. Now see Onana. It was a disgrace last season. I was one of the few people who wanted Eric Ten Hag to stay, but even I can't defend Onana. What he has single-handedly cost us Champions League. He has cost us so many games. So he had to go. He has no sympathy from me. Bayendir, thank you for that Arsenal game. But please, it's time to go. But today, in all fairness, he made some good saves. At least he caught the ball. But if you have the chance to sign Emi Martinez, someone who is top 3 keeper in the league, you had the chance to sign him. Why did you not? Why are you sticking with Sané Lemons if he is not the finished product? I am getting the Ineos' strategy. I am getting it that they want to buy young players, they want to develop them, then they want to sell them for a resale value. They want to secure the future. That's what they're telling us, that they want a secure future. But what the fuck will we do with a secure future when the past is doomed? I mean, the present is doomed. The present is bloody doomed.
Yeah, that's my point exactly. You can stockpile young talents as much as you want, but if you don't have a good base for them to nurture and to unlock their potential, there's no point in buying any young talents. We don't have a base. Like we have seen it with Rasmus Højlund as well, and we are going to see it as well with Sesko, that we are chucking in a young striker at the deep end of the team just so he can bail us out, which won't happen. This kind of team doesn't happen, because you need to bed in a youngster and let them survive into the team slowly and let get used to it, like how Rooney and Ronaldo did under Sir Alex reign. So I think this is what we are missing out. And stockpiling young talents is good when you are in the position, when you are in a position of a Man City or a Liverpool or Arsenal. Like you have been in title races, you have fought for trophies, and now you just need to take the next step and build for the future. But we have no present, so what's the point in building for the future, I think.
See, for the longest time, for if Sir Jim is a Manchester United fan, let's use air quotes, okay? Because he's a Chelsea season ticket holder, right?
That's my point.
He's
Supposedly.
let's
Supposed United
consider,
fan.
let's for the sake of a sanity, let's consider Manchester United fan, a lifelong fan, local lad, Jim boy, Sir Jim, He will lead us to glory days. He has fired the cafeteria lady. He has cut Sir Alex's pension. So let's assume that he's a fan. As a fan, for the past 10 years, where do you see this club going? Have you not seen the Glazers run us dry? How are you making the same mistakes? That's what frustrates me. That the new ownership is making the same mistakes. They are buying unproven players. We need Premier League proven players, and I know that we have signed two of them. I will come to them when we go to the attack. But just for now, as I said, even the past is doomed. The past was already doomed. So let's come to a player from the past. I don't want to see Luke Shaw in Manchester United jersey ever again. I think
Just
that
ship
was
him back to
the,
McDonald's. Just ship him back to
I
McDonald's, I think.
I think he has had a negative impact on the team. I mean, look at his press conferences. The audacity to spew the nonsense that he's saying after missing two full seasons. Like, I don't remember Luke Shaw wearing this jersey.
Damn right, damn right. I think
We
the last season he played properly was under Solskjaer. I think the last season,
No,
like
no, no,
proper
no.
at
He,
Euros
he played a
wise.
good season under Eric Ten Hag because because that's when we thought that he's Shobato Carlos. We gave him 300 grand a week. We gave him a 5-year contract when we knew his injury record. I think let's come to the goals also. I think the first goal Doku sat him on his ass. The second goal Haaland sat him on his ass. I mean, you are playing a left-sided center. You are playing as a left-sided center back. It's three at the back. All you have to do is track runners and not get absolutely bullied by them. Shaw got bullied today. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And with all this Amorim's hype of clearing out the culture, how is he still in a Manchester United kit? What is he doing? What does he bring to the team?
I
I
think
am
we all have
sorry,
to
man.
agree that all have to agree that there's a blatant favoritism going around the team. I think
No,
Amorim definitely has his
favoritism
favorites. Am
favoritism and all that is fine. Maybe
I
I
think
don't know. I'm still ready to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I'm okay with
Ah,
favoritism as long as it's the right players and not like
yeah,
just
this is
freeloaders like Shaw
this
and
is not
Ugarte.
a
I don't
youngster.
rate these players at all.
I
This
do
is
not
not a
think it's
youngster that
Amorim's fault.
no.
I
This is not a youngster. We have to remember who Luke Shaw is.
It's quite mental that
do
Luke
not
Shaw
think
has been at the club for a decade as
Amorim
well,
has
for
a
more than a
choice.
decade actually, more than a decade actually.
Luke Shaw is here for 11 years.
11 years, more than a decade.
11.
We signed him when
While
Van Gaal was here.
yes, and then he got a career-ending injury. Then he clawed himself back under Ten Hag that first season. Then he again got injured playing for England. What the fuck? Excuse my language, but what the fuck? You are expecting him to run against Haaland. Haaland and Doku. One of them is physical, and Shaw is not physical. Shaw is just fat.
And neither he
He,
is fast as well. He's slow as
yeah,
fuck.
Shaw is not
So
physical. He's
he's
fat.
not going to be able to catch up with the Man City attackers, and he absolutely got overrun on the left side.
Jeremy Doku had him on ice.
I mean, Dogu was playing actually nice today. What he does always is dribble down the sideline and as clueless. But he today got the output in the
I would
cases.
like to say that it's not entirely Amorim's fault for playing Shaw, because if you look at it properly, Amorim prioritized a midfielder which he didn't got. First Baleva, then Gallagher, and he even tried another guy, whatever,
Wharton.
Now
Wharton.
see,
So
let's
it's
yeah,
more
sure.
about the incompetency of the board. And secondly, I think he plays Shaw because he likes a ball playing center back. Amorim as a coach isn't. Oh,
But Shaw isn't
Shaw
a
isn't a
center
and
back.
center back, and I
yeah,
think the
he's
main
neither a wing
aim of
back.
a defender is to defend well. Not this is all
Let's
this hippie stuff, that ball playing and all that stuff. If he can't
Amorim is
come
not
physically
like Carlo
dominate, nor
Ancelotti who can adapt to different
no, no, no,
systems.
I
no.
He
think
is
you
more
got to
of a
stick to the
rigid
basics.
manager.
I think one has to got to stick to the basics and focus on the basics and then build on. If you don't do the basics well, how are you going to focus on the take the team to the next level? So I think Heaven is a much better LCB option, left-sided center back. We have seen him quite promising in the cup games. I think we should give him a run because there is no future with Luke Shaw, and there will never be.
I think they should
So,
have played
so we are just wasting
The
Mazraoui
time.
as
cup
a
game
centre back.
which Heaven played
Okay,
was against
okay.
Crete.
He would have done a
See,
better job.
let's see what Luke Shaw is. Okay, all this ball playing center back and all this is fine. Luke Shaw is not fit. Luke Shaw is not fast. Luke Shaw is fat. Like he's very unfit. And it's a miracle that he has gone 4 games without an injury.
Is Martinez fit
No, Martinez is
No,
not fit.
Martinez is neither not fit as well.
Martinez is not fit.
against the Shaw
See,
conundrum?
whatever it is.
Also, there is not another
No, no,
left-footed
no.
player who can play centre back in United. I don't
No,
think there is.
and even I don't think today Shaw was playing as a left-sided centre back. I don't know where he was playing. I think him and Euro were switching up. That's another whole point.
Again,
I
Euro
think
is not good as a wide centre back. He is more suited as a like a central centre back,
no,
and
no, no,
Delete is more versatile and can play on the right.
no.
No, I
And
think
Delict
Delhi
going off.
doesn't have the pace. Delhi doesn't have the pace.
Delict is not that good. Delict is not that good going up front
I think
defensively.
I think Delict is one of those players where the idea of him is better than the player, and we
No,
have
no,
all
no, no, no,
seen
no, no,
those fancy
no, 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 no,
clips of him tackling
no, no,
Korea
no,
when
no,
he
no.
was playing for
I
Juventus.
Delict is a player who is still
no,
living
no, no,
off
no,
that
no, no,
one
no, no, no.
campaign.
I disagree.
I rate Delict, but I think as a fan base we have overrated him as a lot, and
No, no,
that
no, no. I
Delete is a
disagree.
good leader.
I disagree. I will disagree with the panel here. I think Delic does the basics so well that he gets overshadowed by all the ball playing stuff and all that. He is exactly what we want him to be, right? Central center back. He is fast. Delict is fast. He can make those one-on-one tackles. My question to Amorim is, in 60 minutes when we are losing 1-0 or 2-0, we are losing 1-0 or 2-0. Why are you bringing on Harry Maguire and sending Delict in front? And why are you taking off Lenny Yoro, who actually has the legs and not Luke Shaw? We saw this in the Europa League final as well. That Luke Shaw got the entire 90 minutes to play over Lenny Yoro, over whoever. Why is he sticking to Lenny Yoro? I mean, why is he sticking to Luke Shaw? I mean, does he
I
have his
would.
MMS or something? Or
I
does
think
or is
I
he
think the
working with
in-game
the house coach?
management has been absolutely poor from Amorim. I think the team selection has been poor, but even more than that, I think the substitutions have been absolutely disastrous. And I think every time we go down, I just don't have the same confidence that we are gonna turn up. The mentality is poor, and the system doesn't let the attackers attack on their full flow. And I don't think there's much more fluidity in the system. I think it's very rigid. So when you go down, that's like okay, curtains down, the game is over. And
Yeah,
I have no confidence in this team
see the
to turn
moment
back.
see the moment we conceded that first goal, we were praying for a miracle.
Absolutely.
We were
Absolutely was.
absolutely playing for a miracle. Okay, so I think that's enough with the centre backs. I think Lenny Oro and Delict, they were bad. Let's put it as it is. They were bad.
I do not
They
think
did
Delete
a,
was that bad.
yeah, Delict. See, they were bad because the defense's performance was bad. You can't call a
Look, I
centre back.
think Delete is the type of player who will do well in a good team and will do bad in a bad team.
See,
He
But
is
Delict has
like
done.
the reason why I'm saying he's not suitable is because that the role he's given by Amorim is to step into the midfield and
Yeah,
to add a extra man into the midfield to
yeah,
overload the midfield. I
exactly.
don't think he can do that.
Basically,
I
Delict
yeah,
don't
is
think he
a
that's
can
a
do that.
long
proper.
term
Yeah, exactly. A
problem with
libero,
United.
like what Beckenbauer was. I don't think he possesses those qualities. So for
Delict is
that,
a
I think either we have to change the system or we have to change the personnel
Delict
to
is
go
a
forward.
proper centre back. He's not a ball playing centre back. He's not
Delete
an
is more
inverted
like
centre back.
vintage.
He should not swap with the CDM. That should be the job of Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw can cross the ball. He was a fullback. So Luke Shaw should be able to do that. And he should have the pace to track back. And if he can't, if for the sake of the culture of the club, the culture, let's get rid of him. I don't know what kind of person Luke Shaw is. He seems to be very smart. He says all the right things. But yeah, let's get rid of him. Please. Okay, let's come to another player that I want to talk. It's a much more of concern for me because Luke Shaw will go in one season or so. I don't see him sticking
I think
around
we will
for.
have a mass exodus in the next summer. I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, 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 yeah. I
Yeah,
I
I
like
would
think
like to
Casemiro, and they need to go by, and
yeah,
they need to go.
Casemiro, Maguire, Luke Shaw, all these heavy earners need to go. Even Diogo Dalot, all these heavy earners need to go. But let's talk about something much more concerning. Patrick Dogu. What was that?
I've never rated him. I'm gonna be honest. I've never rated him. I've always wanted Nudi over him because, as I've said before, that buying potential is okay, but as long as you can back it up with experience, and we don't have that. We don't have
Yeah,
that
yeah.
luxury. So as long as we don't have that, I don't think that stockpiling young talents. He might be good. He may be good in the future. He might be a great fullback or a wing back, but I don't think he has the minerals to excel now in the team. And what we actually we need to get from him to
You
excel
know the
further.
you know the amount of times today he got a ball in space. He got the ball in space. He could not send a cross if his mother's life depended on it.
The
What
funniest,
are those? You have a 6'5" striker in the box,
exactly, that was what I want to
and
say,
you
that
cannot give a lofted pass if your life depends on it.
the funniest thing is we bought a striker who's 6'5", and we are playing the
All he does is take the
crosses
ball,
to Ahmad
goes
and
in
Mbuemo,
front,
who have got
he take the balls, goes in
they
front,
have
gets
got no
bodied by
chances,
Kusanov,
man. We are
gets
putting the crosses
bodied
to
by.
Bruno, Mbuemo, Ahmad. They have got no fucking chance of winning a header. They have got
If
no chance. We
I would
if we are,
like to add something. United historically since Fergie left have been struggling with profiling players to the right position. Two good
absolutely,
examples will be
absolutely.
in Napoli, uh, Rasmus and McTominay.
Scott McTominay and Hoyland.
United used to play McTominay as a center defensive midfielder. The moment he got to play as an attacking midfielder, he is a Ballon d'Or level player. And
brother,
United let him go for
brother,
cheap.
I
And
will I will I will come to your point on McTominay also. Well, let me just finish up with Patrick Dogu. The next two I will cover are the midfielders,
let
and
me
then
talk.
Acha, go ahead, go ahead.
And Rasmus Højlund, when he played for United, he was not getting those grounded through balls which he can run behind at the defense. It was too much concentrated and short passes. He was not getting that needle pass, thread to a needle pass. In Napoli, De Bruyne, I think it was, he uh, made a proper through ball pass and he's actually scored. I do not think Rasmus failed in United because he was a bad player, but he
I
didn't
think
get the tools
I
to
think
succeed.
I think the major issue with Rasmus and many young players we have signed over the years is we are trying to
Even,
mold them into something that they're clearly not. We are trying to mold
yeah,
something.
exactly
So
my
like
point.
he's a poacher kind of a striker. We can't expect him to drop down to the midfield and play as a false nine. We can't expect him to do that. Yeah, he's not. He doesn't have the same attributes of a false nine. So if we are trying to put square pegs in round holes, it's not going to work. It's never going to work. This is the same monstrosity we saw when Van Gaal tried to deploy Di Maria in midfield, and it was an absolute shit show. It was never going to work. And just like that, I think we are massively misprofiling players, and this can be said under any regime, under any manager. And as long as we are not signing for a common goal, the goal which the club sets, the club hierarchy has, like Brighton has, which where you sign players
Misprofiling players is not a
considering
fault
that
of the
the
manager.
considering the club's philosophy, and any manager can come and like thrive under those, having those players. So I think we lack that kind of instructions from the hierarchy, and I think we are just recruiting for the managers, and then the manager gets sacked, and the next manager has to deal with the previous manager's shit, as we have seen before with Mourinho, Van Gaal, Ole, and Ten Hag as well.
Yeah, they lack a proper system in the hierarchy,
United needs
which
someone
is
like
causing
Doggy Freeman,
continuously these types of
like the guy
issues.
in
Exactly, exactly.
Crystal Palace.
I think we lack a director of football. I think so. I think Ashworth was bought for doing that, but I think he got sacked too soon. And I think there's a gaping hole in the club's hierarchy now. So I don't really know where's the clubs is gonna go, because when you see at the CV of Wilcox and Berarda, they weren't the main man at City. The main man were Chikisi Bargistan and Khaldoon, who were pulling the strings. So I think we have bought the side guys of Man City's dominance period, and I think we are trying to put them into a role which they are clearly not ready for. And I think we are expecting a bit too much from this hierarchy, and I think Ineos are not made for this kind of a challenge. I think they are not equipped, absolutely not equipped.
And
You
secondly, the circumstances of the game. Haaland just came back from a game where he scored like 5 goals and 2 assists. United from last season had one of the worst defenses in the league. They didn't buy a goalkeeper, experienced goalkeeper. They didn't buy a defender. They didn't even buy fullbacks, which were their biggest weakness last season. And they didn't buy a defensive minded midfielder. So they were completely exposed today. And their lack of a proper transfer strategy was the main reason they suffered today. It was not, if you put the best manager, if you put Simeone today to manage United, he would have still lost. And secondly, Haaland wasn't clinical today. He missed 2 goals, 2 goals which hurt
I think it could
really.
have been a lot worse. I think it definitely could have been a 5-0 or a 6-0. I think City wasted a lot of chances.
Yeah, even Reinders missed big
Of a
chances, I suppose.
Haaland assist. I was so mad. I was so mad. And secondly, Mbuomu, what the fuck? How do you miss a tap in?
okay.
I
Let's
mean, one he side
okay.
volleyed, which was an extreme
Let's
save
go
by
from the
goalkeeper.
bottom to
Couldn't
the
do
top.
that.
Okay, we'll come to
Yeah.
Mbuemo. We'll come to the striker. We'll come to everything. I promise you. I think we are done with Patrick Dorgu. There's nothing to say. He has been horrible offensively, to the point City were just letting him have the ball. They were treating him like a kid. Like, come, try your best. You will put a cross. Someone tall is going to head it back. Now let's come to the midfield. The much spoken about midfield. Amorim is going to get sacked if he doesn't play Bruno in his position. It's as simple as that. He does not track runners.
Yeah, I don't understand this Bruno
He
DM
does not
nonsense
track
again.
his
What is
Is
runners.
the point?
Bruno really that good?
He is not good defensively. His best position is everywhere on the field. He plays everywhere on the field. His heat map is the entire field. He is not, and when he's asked to come back to defend against Haaland, against Foden, against Doku, he does fuck all. He actually does fuck all. He is so bad defensively that it makes my blood boil, that Ineos are setting the manager up to fail. And this is also on the manager. Why are you still playing him there? Today, there was no reason to play him in the central midfielder. Okay, it's fine. You think Menu is slow? It's fine. Let's give the 300 grand a week Casemiro a game in the defensive midfield. I have no problem with him selecting Ugarte. Ugarte has had a decent game today. He was winning the balls. Let's be fair here. He was not our worst player today, Ugarte.
I think he
In a
did what he could. I think he did what he could, but ultimately he's gonna be get slandered because of the mistakes from other players.
Yeah,
And I,
again, against the likes of Bernardo Silva, against the likes of Rodri, I don't expect Ugarte to win the ball. He was asked for defensive cover, as simple as that. Bruno Fernandes had the Amorim had the perfect chance to play Bruno in his natural position. And instead of doing that, he played Ahmad in as a 10 and played Mazarawi as the right wing back. What is this five at the back nonsense?
I think the major issue with the club is the ownership. I think the squad analysis has been absolutely surface level. I think they didn't go in deep. I think they saw at the table. I think they saw at the lack of goals, and they thought that, okay, let's buy a whole new attack for 200 million, and I think that's going to solve everything.
Yeah,
But that's
see,
not the issue. I think that's not going to solve anything when you don't have a proper midfield. Who's going to close that gap between the defense and the attack? And this is
yeah,
the problem. I think Cunha and Mbuemo were, I think, one of the best attackers in the league last season, and they seem like a shadow of their former selves now at the team.
I would
So
like
I
to
think,
point out Cunha and Mbumo are system players. They are not like your Eden Hazard or Messi type of players who can like take the ball in the midfield and run at the defense and score on their own. They depend on the system to be
no,
useful.
I think,
I,
I
I,
think, I think, I think you are watching a different Cunha or
I,
Mbuemo from a
I
different
disagree.
universe if you are saying
I
that.
disagree. I
I
disagree.
Cunha
disagree
and
as well.
Cunha
Mbumo
and
cannot
Mbuemo,
dribble past five players and score.
I
they
think I
can
think
and they
you are
have done
watching a
that.
different game. I think.
They can and they have done that. The
I think
problem
I
with
think
us,
Cunha got past five Arsenal players. I think in that match. I think he
uh,
solo, so I won a
That's
solo
No,
the
no,
run.
rare
there
occasion.
is a there is a
He is not
difference.
an Eden Hazard.
There is a difference. Because see,
Eden
like
Hazard is a generational
in the
player. Let's
teams
not
like
compare.
Wolves or Brentford, they are they are like the front runners there. They are kind of like the poster boys. As much as like Grealish was at Aston Villa, so they could do things like that, take on players. But thing is, in United, you cannot do that. Like they are not the main
let's
players here.
Then who
They
is
are
the
not
main
given the
player at
proper
let's
utility.
United?
ask let's ask each other. If they are not going to be the main players, why would they
Then who the
sign?
fuck is gonna be?
I will tell you what I think. Let me tell you what I think happened. Sir Jim, the generational Man United player, I mean the generational Man United fan, he came into the club. He said, we are lacking goals. Who are the highest scorers? Let's buy them. But Sir Jim, we don't have money for the midfield. Midfield? Wait, let's go on FPL. Let's go on FPL. What do you mean midfield? Bruno Fernandes is a midfielder. Let's stick Bruno Fernandes into the midfield. Oh, you can't do that. Why not? But Sir Jim, we need Baliba. We need a CDM. Use Ugarte. Use Casemiro. Instead of stuffing burgers in his mouth, let's run a narrative that Casemiro is looking lean. Casemiro is looking fit. Casemiro is looking healthy. So let's put him, but still bench him. Why? Because he's not fit to play. That's what the manager thinks. If Cunha and Mbuemo were bought, they were bought for a reason. The reason was we were not scoring goals. That's why they were bought.
I think
See,
there has
I
been a
mean,
major
isn't
mistake.
that a recurring theme? United brings attackers, replaces them, brings another set, replaces them. Sancho,
we
Anthony, we
And
have
we
seen that over the
secondly,
years. They are trying the same thing.
for some reason, United fans and United as a whole,
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, that's what
Neon.
happens when you don't have any stability. If you keep bringing managers every new season, and if you don't give them enough time, they bring a set of players, they don't do good enough, then we get sacked. Another person comes with another set of philosophies. He doesn't get the players he wants. We try to integrate the rest of the team with the new one. Of course, it's not going to work. And the thing is, it will keep getting worse if they keep doing things like this. They need stability in the club. That's what's missing. That's what they need.
See, Embuemo and Cunha were the top players of their respective teams. This is what Manchester United is about. Can we all agree on that? That this is what
Absolutely,
we
absolutely. I
we go
think
to
this is
the with all due respect to Brentford and Wolves, we go to them and say, give us your best player. The best players want to join us, and this is why we were bought. And if we have bought them, we have to accommodate them.
I have
Cunha
no
is
problem with us buying Cunha or Mbuemo, but I think the problem with them is like we don't have a proper structure. If we had sold Bruno and took the 150 million for him from Al Hilal, I think that would have enabled us to get a brand new midfield. And when
if
we didn't do that, we tried to shoehorn Bruno into the midfield. So, and when you have Bruno and Ahmad, who were undoubtedly the best players from last season, and when you bring two new signings in their positions, so it really doesn't make any sense. If you are going to keep them, then why bring two new players in that same position when you can
I
invest
think
in other positions?
I think Ahmad does a better job as a right wing back.
He's not a right wing back. He's not a
I
wing back.
He
th- I
he does a
He's
I
not a
better
wing
job
back.
as a right wing back than a number 10. He is
He's not a
more
wing back.
creative as a
A
right
wing
wing
back
back.
needs to know the balance between defending and attacking. I think Ahmad is quite one dimensional. I
Another
think he
player
knows
can
when to
cover
But
attack
for
but
him
not
for
when to
my
defend.
defensively.
question
It's
is,
about
does the current United wingbacks know that too? Like, what is the
I think
difference?
that I think Amorim himself doesn't know
Both are
what he
providing the same
wants.
thing.
One time he's putting an attacker in the wing back areas. One time he's putting a full back. He himself doesn't knows what he's gonna do,
and
and he's just
secondly, instead of Mbuomo and Cunha, I really think United should have gone for Isaac. He would have been Isaac is more of uh, a non-systematic player who can change game on his own. United need that type of profile of player.
I don't know if that was sarcasm or not, but I'm gonna let that slide. Okay, we have discussed Manchester United for quite too far,
You think,
so I'm gonna
no, 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 like,
so
take
I'm
the
gonna
field
say that
once, and
that
then you
if
will get
Sambit
the
has some
answer.
few words to share on how it feels to be win the derby, I think when City have a rough patch.
I think, to be very honest, City were not very good. Right? They still have a lot of problems. They have a lot to improve on. They are not as fluid as they used to be. They are not as good enough. Their attacking is not that sharp. Their defense is still shaky. But I think more than City being good, it was United being bad. City missed a lot of chances. City did not create a lot of chances. In fact, City did not have more possession. United had more possession, but they could do nothing with it. They just went out giving the worst shots possible. And some of their good shots, Donnarumma did an amazing job today. I think now I understand why Pep wanted to sign him so badly. I think, and yeah, today City almost had none of their first team players available. Many of the important players are gone, they're not there. So a lot of them were in backups. Houston, he was on the bench for most of the last season. He was on the bench for so long. Today he played. Then Aurelia and academy guys he had to play. So there was lack of experience. There was not much depth even in the main squad, in the squad that played. But I think it's more about United playing bad than City playing good. They took their chances well, and United just were too bad in their defense. I think they need to sort that out very, very quickly. Otherwise, they're gonna get worse. And City, they still need to do much better. I think just because it's United it was, but it was against others. It might be very difficult against Arsenal, so I think they need to get better with their position play, with their attacking, with their defense. I think that's very important. But United was safe.
I would like to ask Sambit how he felt about Donnarumma debut. Does he spark
I
confidence
think
or
he was
would you have
amazing.
preferred Trafford?
I think Stafford is good. He is good, but Donnarumma has experience. Donnarumma is proven to be one of the best keepers in the world. And Stafford might be good with the which Pep system demands, but he might not be as good as a top stopper like Donnarumma is, which he has proven to be. Donnarumma is not the typical Pep goalkeeper, but if Pep really wanted to push it so hard with signing, there might be a reason for that. And I think he has proved that today he might not be as good with the feet as Ederson was, but he does what is important. He makes saves, and I think his work with the feet will get better with training with the team. So I think he is good to go for the next 5 to 6 years, and I hope he keeps staying here. I hope he doesn't mess up things like he did in UC in Milan. So I just think he's a good option for the next 5 years. Something which might not be the case with United in the current scenario.
And how
So
good was
City,
Rodri?
I just want to say, like, Donnarumma is a very good keeper, but there is a problem with his
Yeah,
kicking, as I saw. which is not quite
The
as good as
Ederson, I
Ederson.
think, was
But
phenomenal.
that save from Mbuemo was brilliant, actually.
Yeah, but
That's
he's a
the
better shortstopper than Ederson.
Yeah, but so was Joe Hart. We know Pep what he likes, so that's
And
another question for the
how
day.
good was Rodri? He's back from a year-long injury, and he had a really good game in the midfield. I feel like he was really good at the defensive contributions, getting
Yes,
those
I think we
important
all saw
tackles.
how City were last season. The moment after they missed Rodri a lot. We all saw how bad they became from being title challengers to being a joke. I think Rodri is still not at his best, but he is getting better and better. He did really well today, and I hope that he keeps it, and he should do well for the rest of the season. We also have a good backup now, Nico Gonzalez. Previously, we had Calvin Phillips, who is just pathetic, but thankfully we have a good backup. So I hope Robbie doesn't get burned out like he did last time and will cost us the whole season. I think he did well. He will keep doing well, and that's how the midfield will set that, and that's how things will get better with the midfield. The midfield was the strength of City. I think City's midfield helped them win games, and it will do it again if Robbie is at his best.
Okay, City fans might call me salty or maybe copium as Gen Z might would say, but I don't think they were that good. I really don't think they were that good. I think we are over exaggerating a bit. I think they played the way they did against Wolves, but just because United is so shit, I think they made them look so great. And I think we could have won the match if we had much more edge in the attack and if better mentality. But I think we are lacking a lot as the team. As a team, I think we are lacking leadership and a proper vision for what we are want to do. So I think we can make any half decent team into something not they are not, as we have seen with the match against Grimsby. So I think City were good, but let's not kid ourselves. I think if any other team other than Manchester United would have played Man City, I think they would have given them a tough challenge.
This season,
Definitely.
United have been struggling in transition against transition. They have conceded a lot of goals against in transitions. Even today, two of the goals as I saw was in transition. Both of Haaland's goals
Yeah, because
were
our midfield is
in
much more
transition.
open than Bonnie Blue. I think our midfield is much more open than Bonnie Blue. I think it is an absolute disgrace that a midfield of that caliber was allowed to continue by the hierarchy. I think it's an absolute disgrace, and this is what I'm saying is the squad analysis after the season ended, previous season ended. I think it has been absolutely surface level, and they just saw that we are not scoring that many amount of goals. So let's get an attack and let's sacrifice the wing back areas and the midfield areas. So I think it's gonna be a long goodbye for Amorim. And whether we choose to sack him after this match or later, I think it's not gonna work. I think the club can say that we want to back Amorim, he's our man, but they have ultimately sacked him in the longer run, inevitably.
I mean,
You know,
United
you know,
created chance like every other team. As we saw, City is struggling defensively many times, even against Spurs and even against Brighton. United also had those chances today, but they couldn't convert. The Casemiro one, the Mbuemo one, which was a brilliant save after all. Mbuemo got another good tap in, which he couldn't convert. So if they converted it, probably it could have looked different. Who knows?
But
And
you
the
know,
on
before we move on to another match, two players I really want to highlight. One of them is Embuemo. I think the panel has spoken very clearly about Embuemo and how they feel about him. I feel sorry for him. I really feel sorry for him because he has been brought into the club because he was one of the best players in the Premier League, right? I disagree with SP here because I think he can run at players. He can take them on. He can dribble. He can.
Yeah,
He
he
is a
can
versatile
dribble, but if you see last season, he massively overperformed his XG. He he scored
but
like I think 8 or 10 goals more than his actual expected goals.
but he has
So
been
it
doing
was
it since
One guy
Brentford
is
got promoted.
wait. One guy is taking penalty, so he will of course outperform his XG. What is the logic behind that?
no, 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 no.
even
That's not
non.
the thing.
I'm talking about non-penalty
Embuemo,
goals.
Embuemo has been building his chance. He's not a one season wonder. Why are we
Exactly,
here?
that's what I'm trying to say.
Why are we acting like he's a one season wonder? Was he not
Yeah,
playing
exactly.
for Brentford? Brentford. I remember Embuemo was a vital part of the team that humbled Eric Ten Hag in his second game at away from home, 4-0 if the score was. Embuemo has been a very good player. And if you told me after the Europa League final that Manchester United will sign Brian Embuemo, I would be singing praises. And I had sung praises when he was linked to us. And I want to see him perform. But you have to make it for him. Today he had two chances, right? Which is shocking because he's supposed to be our main. He was brought in to score goals, and he had two chances. One of them was a brilliant save from Donnarumma. I think Pep Guardiola has finally figured out that a goalkeeper first needs to stop shots. I think he has learned that from United. So he has brought in Donnarumma as a brilliant shot stopper, probably the best in the world. He has got to be fed more chances. He creates his own chances. Today that shot was, that was Garnacho, that would be going over the bar. He has forced a save out of that. Embuemo, even against Burnley, he was getting into positions. That first touch against Burnley, if you remember that first chance, the one which he got with his side footing, that one tap receive and then shoot. Last season these were going in, and I have no doubt Embuemo will do well, but we have to play to his strengths. Another player, Benjamin Sesko, that is another player that I really want to back. I was one of the few people who actually wanted Hoyland to do well. I used to text Shotrik every single day that you can't blame Hoyland, you can't blame Hoyland. It got to a point where the only time I wanted Hoyland to go was at the end when the media had completely wrecked his image. His confidence was gone. And Benjamin Sesko is going to be the next Rasmus Hoyland if we don't play to his strengths. Amorim's system, mind you, in sporting, the reason why we brought him was having a talismanic number 9 in Victor Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres used to bully defenders. Victor Gyökeres got the ball at his feet and then run into the box. He was fed through balls, he was fed crosses, everything. I think I read on Twitter somewhere that they are playing as if they have a bet that Sesko will score a header. Why not play him through? Why not let him take on Ruben Diaz? And this is Ruben Diaz we are talking about. Ruben Diaz is not even at his best right now.
I think the main
I
problem with Como is that he's not getting enough support from the wing backs. I think at Brentford he was getting support from the right wing. So I think
See,
he's
man,
quite
I think
alone
football
and
is
he's
a
kind of
simple sport.
isolated from the team.
I
I think
think
he's
I
quite
think
isolated to
another
the right
player
hand
we
side.
are I think another player we are really overlooking is it's Ahmad. What has happened to him? Where is his best position? Can somebody explain that to me? Is he a right wing back? Because most of his XG and goal contributions have come from that position. Or is he number 10? Which
I don't think he's a
everybody
right wing
claim
back.
I
I
which
don't think he's a right
everybody
wing back
claim.
because
But
I
then
think he
but then
and Mbuemo are quite two similar profiles. I think he
but
and
then
Mbuemo are quite two similar
but then
profiles, and they don't really complement each other.
let's not forget he was playing as a number 10 for the first half. Till Mazarawi was subbed off, he was playing in the first half, and you couldn't give me one action that Ahmad had done.
But you gotta consider the fact that he was playing as a left number 10 and he's a left footer, so the angles is not exactly working for him, and we are neutralizing his strengths. I think he needs to be
I
in the right 10 or right wing area, what we are gonna say, the right hand side of the pitch.
Then
So
then I,
I think
then
he
I
got
think
neutralized, I think.
then I think we have a massive problem on our hands, and along with Bruno, I think Ahmad is worth a good 60-70 mil. I wouldn't mind selling him because nobody's safe. Nobody should be safe. Right?
I
If we
would
can,
like.
No, the
If
problem I
United
wouldn't
knew
sell.
that years ago, they wouldn't be in this position.
I
They
wouldn't
did
sell
get
Yamath
some
because
players and
you need to
things
have depth.
went on like
I
that.
think our
Yeah,
fans are quite allergic with depth. I think we
yeah.
need to have depth because every club, you can see with Liverpool. Anurad is a Liverpool fan. He knows the importance of depth. They have Ekitike and Isaac as their strikers. And if we had the same luxury at United, people would be saying
What
where
do
we
we
are going
have?
to fit them both.
What do we have? We have one Benjamin Sesko who gets subbed off after 60 minutes, and then we are stuck with Xerxes. Xerxes, we bought him as a striker, and that is also Ineos's problem. That I do. If we brought Xerxes as a striker, if you don't see him as a striker, ship him off. Get another striker. Because last season, Xerxes' best performance came as a number 10 behind the striker, not as the talismanic striker. That it was not Amorim's system.
I don't know.
That is
Xerxes
We,
even lacks the physicality to be a proper striker actually.
Xerxes. I
he
think
doesn't have the pace. He doesn't have the pace at all.
he does
He's
not
very
have the
slow.
pace. He has the touch. He does not have the pace.
I think
I
he
would
can
like
work as a false nine, but not as a target man on a poacher.
I would
See,
like
see, see. Ashwin Prasad has raised a very good point. City also got easy chances. They got easy chances because United serve their you know what United did. It's like going to an orgy. It's like going to an orgy. You lube yourself up and then you ask someone to put it from the back. That's what United did today. They have Haaland, they have Doku. What is the common factor between them? They have pace. United gave Luke Shaw, United gave Luke Shaw the job of marking Haaland. Luke Shaw got bullied. He got sat on his ass.
I would like to raise a point about the wing backs like Ahmad and Doku. I think Ahmad is more of a like a traditional winger and can thrive as a right wing back because I haven't seen a good performance from him as a like a number 10. Even last season when he scored that winning goal, he was playing as a wing back. I think
Yeah,
most
so
likely.
so United should have sorted this out before like we don't have a right wing back. We all have makeshift right wing backs, right? That
I
is
think
more
Ahmad will do a
important.
good job as a right wing back. You are already playing a back, so you can afford to
No,
have a
no,
wing
he
back
won't. We have seen in the
well,
early matches.
who is more attacking.
I think him and Mbuemo are quite the same profile, and they
Yeah,
don't complement
exactly.
each other. I think they get into the same
Im-
regions and attack the same spaces. So you need the
Imbomo is
complementary
more
profile.
flexible. You can see Ahmad
I
holding the
think that
whip
is
and
a
Imbomo going
absolute.
inside.
I think that is an absolute tragic. I think that is quite tragic if you are building a squad like that. I think you need complementary profiles. I think for as for Liverpool, they have a fullback in the form of Fringbong who can act as a wing back, and they have Bradley
Yeah,
as well who can be the traditional fullback. So I think we lack that kind of a variety in our squad. I think we have very similar profiles in many positions. So I think the main issue is have we that we didn't invest properly in the midfield and the wing back areas. I think we should have got someone like Dumfries for a cup price of 25 million. I think we missed out badly on that.
First of all,
You know what is shocking to me? The shocking thing is we are claiming to be a rebuild, right? Let's all agree on this that United are a team which needs a rebuild. Okay? I think everyone will agree. We have signed four players. Let's who we have signed, let that is secondary. We have signed four players. Arsenal, who came second last season, who are a serious club, by the way. I know people laugh at Arsenal. I know people don't want to give Arteta his props. I know how
I'm gonna bite your hand off if someone says to me that you are gonna be in Arsenal's position. I think people can banter them as much as they want, but they are fighting for titles season in season out,
they are
and at
they are
one point they will win. They will win something
they
out.
are they are a serious club.
They
Also,
are a serious.
you know what I realized was absolutely hilarious. My specs have broken with all my ranting. I've broken my specs. I am giving a review with one specs less. But this is also I think how the entire fan base watches the game with one eye. Look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. Arsenal, a serious club like Arsenal, they have signed 6 players, 6 very good players. They have signed Gyökeres, they have signed Zubimendi. They have never gone once and said, "Oh, we have a striker like Kai Havertz. He can do a job. Let's stick with Kai Havertz." They have not done that. They are a serious club. And as much as we laugh at Arsenal, we mock them. They are a serious club and they sign good players. They
On
don't.
that,
They,
Even they signed Hincapi.
yeah, yeah. They have signed so many players. Look at Chelsea. Chelsea tore down the entire Thomas Tuchel squad. They they s- they have sold out the entire Thomas Tuchel squad. They have swapped 2 managers and they have brought in around 20 players. You can feel 2 teams there.
I would like to add to that. If you look at Arsenal, at first they made a good starting 11. First, they made a good starting 11 and then focused on depth. So, at this moment, I think United shouldn't be focusing on depth. They should first focus on making a good competitive starting 11
I don't
and
think we
then go
tried to
on
build
to.
a squad. I think we tried to build a proper 11, because when you see in it, we don't have that much of
Yeah,
matches to play.
yeah,
Yeah,
they,
they don't
yeah.
have
We
So
don't
enough
have
thank
CPM,
any
squad.
you,
European competition, so we can
thank,
fully
thank
yeah,
focus on the
you,
league.
thank you,
And
Ashwin. But
even
they signed 8. Let's not kid ourselves here. They signed 8. 8 is more than half the team. They can field an entirely new 11 if they want, almost.
yeah, but
With
at
8
start
exactly,
players.
they
exactly,
sold
that's a very good
Ozil,
point. That's a
they
very
sold
good point.
Aubameyang, got in Saliba, Gabriel Martinelli, then changed Saka to a
The
right
thing
winger.
is, the thing is, I think our standards are here, and other clubs are here. I think the standards are
Yeah,
very low,
yeah.
and
And
I think
secondly,
whatever diarrhea the hierarchy gives us, we lap it up. And I think we have got no standards. I think we should demand more. When you finish 15th, not signing 3 players or getting a new attack will improve. I think you have to improve as a team, as a complete structure of the new team. I think we
You
missed
know
out
it.
on that. I think
You know
I
it
think
is
that's
still
complete
shocking to
and
me.
pure incompetency. That's complete
The
incompetence.
I think we have all forgot about one player. Shotrik, you will back me here. We were we were after the January transfer window, where we only signed one player, mind you, one player, Patrick Dorgu. After sacking a manager who plays a 4-4-4-3-3 and getting a 3-4-3 manager, we signed one player. And what was the agenda? That we were going to sign Gyökeres. We were going to sign Kenda.
Yeah, yeah. We
I
were
think
heavily linked for
everybody has.
Gyökeres.
I think everybody has forgotten about Quenda. The sheer incompetence of the board, that this that we have bottled signings from Sporting, which were an open goal. We should have
I
signed Quenda,
I think the problem with Kuenda was that he didn't want to play as a wing back. I think he preferred the role of a winger. So I
but
think
but
that's
he
why he
was but
chose
he was
Chelsea.
but he was instrumental in Amorim's system, right?
I get that, but I think he wanted to be a winger, and he knew that maybe playing as a wing back in the Premier League didn't suit his ambitions. I think that's why he moved to Chelsea. And as for Gyökeres, I think missing out on the UCL football, I think, cost us a lot. If we
See,
had gotten Champions League, that would have been a completely different scenario.
I would like to
I think
point something out.
we have viewers at the moment, right? I'm sorry if my micro. So can any one of the viewers tell us exactly how many signings City have done? How many signings Liverpool have done? How many signings Chelsea don't have to count Chelsea, that is a whole different thing. How many signings Tottenham have
I,
done? Tottenham
I think
finished below us, and they have signed around they've signed around 5-6 players, and they have signed good players. So are we
It's the case
actually
of quality over
are we
quantity.
actually going for an actual rebuild, or are we hoping for a miracle that the same players who have gotten Ten Hag sacked, The same player who finished 15th, mind you.
As I've said before, after the transfer window ended, I don't think we are gonna finish anywhere near top five or any other
It's
competition for
it's
the European football.
it's Loki
I
a
think we
sabotage
might
actually.
improve. I think we might improve upon 15th, but I think we will finish around 10th or 11th. I think.
I
I
think
don't
we
think.
have to
I
finish
I
above
don't see us
15th.
finishing anything above that. I don't
I
see any
think
us finishing
I
above
think
that.
I think we have to finish above 15. Look at Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola last season is the biggest example of what to do in a crisis. Pep Guardiola got his Ballon d'Or winner. I think some whatever I'm saying right now, Sambit can back me up. Pep Guardiola, okay, Pep Guardiola was under so, and I know we take the piss out of Pep Guardiola, his self-harm obsessions and all that. Let I think that is his sex life, his divorce life, his self-harm obsession, all that. But what Pep Guardiola is a serious manager. What Manchester City is a serious club. They shipped out players. They shipped out Jack Grealish. They shipped out Kevin De Bruyne, their leader. They they shipped out so many other players. They benched Foden. They benched their Premier League Player of the Year, Phil Foden, and they got in players like Ryan Cherky, who was Lyon's best player. They got Marmoush in January. Not even they got Ryan Diaz.
Didn't Cherky
Yeah, yeah,
come
yeah, yeah,
this
yeah,
window?
yeah,
Marmoush
yeah,
came
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
Turkey
January.
was
They,
this
they,
window.
Turkey was this window, but they signed Marmoush. They signed Kusanov, I think. They are all serious signings. They are all to hide. They are all to make the City team the already good City team, the defending champion City team stronger. Look at what Liverpool have done. We can take the piss out of Liverpool. We can say that they don't play good football, but what we cannot disagree is that they are a serious club. They have signed Florian Wirtz, who was instrumental in Xabi Alonso's system, and I don't see people complaining about that. Nobody ever questions that Wirtz is coming from a 3-4-3 system, right? Xavi Alonso played a 3-4-3 system at Leverkusen. I don't see.
I don't think the problem is 3-4-3. I think the way we are implementing is the problem. I think Glasner is doing great at Crystal Palace by employing a 3-4-3. So I think the problem is not 3-4-3. I think the personnel is the problem and the way you implement it.
See, a manager has to be flexible with his formations. Like something works somewhere, it will
No,
always not
if
work
you
in
see
other
against
place. Like
Burnley,
you have to work with the
if you
resources
see
you have.
against Burnley, we were playing kind of four at the back, and we hoofed
Yeah,
everybody in front. So adaptability is fine. Also, Ashwin Prasad has
Someone's
raised
mic is echoing.
Ashwin Prasad has raised a very good point here that we cannot make the same mistakes of signing the same players of ETH, right? But brother, what you have written is we have signed quality players. Let me correct you. We have signed two quality players, just two, Embuemo and Cunha. And right now we are not playing to either of their strengths.
I
We have we have signed we have signed, to be honest, we have signed three serious players, three first team players, not four, three. Sene Lemons has not gotten into the team yet. Benjamin Sesko is not the finished product. Benjamin Sesko needs to be developed. He needs to be backed. You cannot expect him to score 20 goals. The goal scoring responsibility is for Cunha and Embuemo, and right now we are not playing either of their strengths.
Yeah,
City,
it's looking
I would
quite
like
dim
to
for
point
what
out
we are gonna future. I think it's
I would
looking
like
quite
to
grim.
point out the 11 from last season. The what was United's main problem? United's main problem last season were they were scoring goals. They were scoring one or two goals every match, but they were conceding
No,
goals.
we weren't. No,
There
we
were a
weren't.
lot of
we
no,
were
they
not
one-goal
were.
defeats.
we were not
We were
scoring
not
one or two
scoring
goals
one or two
every
goals.
game, and that's how bad it is. That's how you know it's really bad.
It
It,
was their attack was doing much better than their defense. The defense was the main
No,
problem last season.
no, no, no,
okay.
no.
What do you mean?
You
No,
are
they were
comparing
getting
sheet
No,
dead
to
on
no.
sheet.
counters.
I highly disagree with this. I highly disagree.
I think defense is one of the places we were actually stacked last season.
Exactly, exactly.
Like if Martinez is fit, we have options for centre backs. We have Delict, we have Euro, we have Aiden Heaven, we have Lisandro
I'm
Martinez,
Fredrickson.
talking
We have
about
Fredrickson as well.
we have
I'm talking about
Fredrickson,
Fredrickson.
wing
Maguire.
backs. I'm not talking about center backs.
Oh, you're talking about wing backs? Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but that is though a different issue. That is more on their attacking output. We are playing Diogo Dalot, man. We are playing
Exactly. The
Diogo Dalot.
main problem last season were United's wing backs. The wing backs were the main problem. And if
And
you see, United
I
are
think
not in
lads.
any kind of
I'm gonna stop you guys there. I think we have wandered on Manchester United for too long. I think we
yeah,
gotta discuss about the rest
yeah,
of the teams
fair
as
enough.
well.
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
think I
I think
think
I think I think we all have
we
had
can we
enough
can
of
we
our
can we
fun.
can go on the we
We
can go
I
on for
mean,
the end.
I mean, as as we continue to speak,
I
it will be
think we
giving
can
you
go
10
on for
hours
the
if we
entire
only
night.
talk
I think
about
we
it.
can go on for the entire night, and still we will have stuff to discuss about Manchester United. So
yeah.
I think
See,
we gotta move on.
Shotrik,
So
just one. Ashwin has
yeah,
raised
sure,
another
sure.
great point that Isaac and Gyökeres is won't sign for us. Fabrizio Romano had confirmed that if we had won the Europa League, that means we
Exactly.
had
That's what
gotten
I'm
the
saying.
Champions
That
League. The Gyökeres deal was done and dusted. So
if we
somewhere we
had
have
the
to.
Champions League football, I think it would have been a completely different scenario.
Yeah, but now we can't go back to all that and say that if we had Champions League,
Yeah, yeah,
if,
yeah.
if my aunt
There's
had balls, she would be my uncle. But she
there's no
doesn't,
ifs
so she's
buts.
not.
There's no ifs buts and maybes in sports. I think there's no ifs
It's
and buts.
all about
We only
absolutes.
deal in absolutes. Yeah, exactly.
It's all about absolutes, man. So we cannot send in hypotheticals that
I
if
think we can all
like,
agree that Manchester United is fucked either ways. I think they are
yeah,
gonna have a grim season.
yeah, and I think we are still going to tune in week out. As you can see, I have written myself as self-harm specialist.
Yeah, we are
So
self harming. Yes, we are self harming
yes,
specialists.
and we
Absolutely.
are putting our hopes and dreams on this team. We are looking forward to them playing, and every week we just hope that it's better than the last week. And again, we have seen it's not. Arsenal, our performance was here. Okay. Arsenal was here. Fulham was here. Burnley was here. Grimsby was a rock bottom. It won't even fit in the frame. Fulham was around here. Burnley was around here. And then City once again here. How will this work?
Yeah, that
This is not.
there's a lack
And
of
next,
inconsistency. I think.
and next, and you know what? I won't be surprised if we play really well against Chelsea at home. But that doesn't.
And then proceed to lose against Brentford.
Yeah,
This is
and
Manchester
we are
United.
then very well we are okay. We will come to the rest of the teams. We will come to the fixtures. Let's come to the rest of the teams, shall we? I think
Absolutely.
and I will and
we
I
should
think
talk
I have
about
yapped
Liverpool
about.
next.
I think I have yapped about United enough. I
For
will.
far too long. Far too long. I think
Yeah,
we have.
I think we will give the others the chance to speak about the rest of the games. So should we take it from the Arsenal game or should we go with Liverpool? I think Anuran
I
is a
mean, there's
Liverpool
a
fan.
Liverpool
So
fan in the house. I
yeah, we
would
should
like to
actually.
ask. I would like to ask Anurag, how does it feel to win against mighty Burnley with 10 men?
That too with a last minute penalty, may I add.
Amazing, Ama- amazing. Better than the Istanbul final, I would say. But yeah, how they are playing is like they have got 4 wins out of 4, but it's really concerning the way they are playing. It's like for neutrals, it's enjoyment. Like all games, it's coming like a late winner, and it's some type of exciting match. But for some fans, it's not a good way of winning. We always don't want to see thriller movies. We sometimes want a plain movie too. Like it's really heart attack style of football. We cannot bear through it every match, and it has took up 5 years of my life expectancy in last 4
I
games.
mean, Liverpool have been depending on individual brilliances. Every match, it has been an individual brilliance or a lucky penalty. Like the Arsenal game
Thing
was, oh my
is,
god, that free kick was something else.
thing is, it's about phases, and some phases the game could have gone the either way,
I think
but
every
the
team,
phases fell for them.
relies a bit on individual brilliance, and they have certain all timers in their team, like the likes of Salah, Van Dijk, and Alisson. So it's not that unrealistic to see them relying on their all timers and a little bit of individual brilliance.
I mean, individual brilliance is a good thing, but thing is, like, how many times will it save you if
Yeah,
you
I
don't
agree. I
have a
agree.
proper
I
structure
absolutely
of the
agree.
game?
I think there's a very
It's
lazy narratism that champions do find a way to win, but I think it's quite lazy and very surface
like
level.
champions do find a way to win,
But
but
that is not
champions
everlasting.
do not make the match
But
hard for themselves.
that is not long lasting. I think that you can't continue that in the longer run. I think you will get exposed.
Yeah, it's really not
It's not
sustainable.
sustainable
Also,
at
Like,
all.
it's a really
You will get find out.
bad
You
brand
will
of
get
football.
found out at a
also
certain point
words
in the
was
season.
terrible
Yeah,
today.
Water is wet.
I don't know
Water
what
is wet.
you were watching. I don't know what match you were watching, but the second half Watts was actually better,
I
I
have
would say.
not seen the second half.
Like, I
I'm
saw
talking
Watts.
about the first half.
That
It
that
wasn't
doesn't
like really good.
sorry to say, but that doesn't cut it, because Graham Souness was the one who said that Pogba delivering 4 assists in a game should be on a regular basis. So I'm not taking this from Liverpool fans. I'm not taking this. I think words needs to be hold to the same standards as Pogba was. I think otherwise it's a racism. It's absolute peak racism.
I mean, Watts hasn't been great, I would
He
say,
had his best
but
game against
every
Arsenal.
match. No, I would say every match he's rather getting a bit better, but it's still not quite up to the mark you as you expect from a 130 million type of a
I
You
player.
know,
mean,
you know,
words.
Like, he should do
you know
better.
what's the scariest thing about Liverpool? That they are not playing well. That is the scariest thing. Their main signings are not firing yet, but they still manage to grind out results. At the end of the
I mean, if the matches went the other way, it
yeah
was a
yeah yeah,
50-50 ball. Anything could have happened.
but
We would have been having another
but
conversation.
Anuran, tell me, after the end of the season, will you look back at the first 4 games of the season and say, "Oh, we did not play well. Oh, we didn't deserve to win against Burnley." Nobody does that. What matters is on the leaderboard there is a W sign next to your name. You will not lose. I don't.
I
I
mean,
don't.
see, I cannot say they didn't deserve the win against Burnley because if you check the stats, it's like 82% ball possession and 28 shots. But thing is, like those who watched it, they know what did they
Yeah,
create
exactly.
actually.
So
Like creativity
the
was pretty less.
performance is not that good from Liverpool's side, but they still manage to grind out results, and that's why I think Liverpool are the favorites to win the Premier League this season. I think
I
I
think
think
Liverpool
I
lacks
mean, see,
depth to win the
it's
Premier
too
League.
long. It's too long season
yeah,
and it's too
I
early to
know,
say
I know.
anything
Of course,
because
you don't want the jinx and everything and all that. Mm,
no, it's not even about the jinx because the way they are playing, like first 4 matches they escaped. What if happens if there is a good team and the luck doesn't fall in that phase for them? Like 4 matches, you cannot agree the luck
Yeah,
wasn't there. There
it
was
was
luck,
luck.
and all winners
Like
came after 90
like not
minutes.
all clubs have luck. Like United don't have luck. The first we did not have luck. We had Onana in goal. Luck is automatically out. Luck is saying I will come next season, please. As long so I don't want to sound like a racist asshole, but as long as Onana was in the club, luck was not here. Today we lost because we were bad. But luck is a massive factor for a team to win the Premier League.
I would like to say some.
See, sometimes you need brilliance, sometimes you
Yeah,
need a good performance,
look
and
at this.
sometimes you need
Look
I
at
luck.
think
last
luck.
season.
I think luck comes with mentality as well. I think you need to be brave. Luck
Yeah,
favors the brave, as we all know.
Yeah,
luck favors the
luck
brave.
favors the
I
brave.
think the difference
If
between
luck,
Arsenal and Liverpool is Liverpool want to take that extra risk. I think Slot wants the team to take that extra risk to get that win instead of a draw. And this is, I think, this is the difference between them and the rest of the pack. I think
Yeah,
That's
again
gonna
and again, his
make them end up
substitution
in
made
the
a
league.
change today. The even the penalty, like even for the penalty, Frimpong got the penalty. That was another substitution which worked. Like somehow I don't know what he does. Like first half the team looks completely different, second half looks another thing, and the substitutions for him fall in the right place
Yeah,
for somehow.
slots in-game
I really
management is
don't know
very
how he
That's
good.
does
like
that.
Carlo
So carry on.
Ancelotti brand of management. Somehow gets the right sub at the right time. So that's a skill. That is something which you can't teach someone. That's a skill one person is born with. And secondly, I am really concerned with centre backs for Liverpool.
They played well, I would say.
I am
They
talking about
played well against
squad
Arsenal.
depth. I don't know what will happen to Liverpool if Van Dijk gets injured.
Yeah, yeah. The squad depth is a issue, but they have four center backs till
I
January.
do
And
not think.
So if
they will
even
get
if Gay
going. They
doesn't,
will get going as well.
Yeah,
they will get
what
Gay
if
most
Van
likely.
Dijk gets
If it's
injured?
January or it's next season, we will see.
What if Van Dijk gets
When Dijk
injured?
gets injured, Joe Gomez is still fit
Do
till
you
now.
trust Joe
He
Gomez
hasn't gone to the
to
table.
stay fit?
I don't trust Joe Gomez to stay fit, but I trust Joe Gomez to do a decent job at center back because he is good
Yeah, he
actually
is good, but
when
he
he
is
is
not
not injured.
fit. So you are down to your fourth choice
But he is
centre
fit now,
back with Konate or Van Dijk and your fourth choice centre back automatically.
which is Leone. He hasn't still played a match. We will probably
Yeah,
debut
Adi,
versus
go
Arsenal.
ahead.
Yes,
Guys,
you go.
sorry to interrupt. I think we have another. Yeah, thank you, Red Devil. Thank you, Shotrik. I think Stuffed Turtle wants to ask like, what is a realistic midfield signing for Man United in January? Brother, Meet, Meet. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Meet. I am guessing if you're Indian. Brother, I am being realistic. I don't think we sign anyone, and that's scary.
We are just gonna get PR reports that we are gonna sign Baleba
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
Wharton or Elliot Anderson, but nothing is gonna
I
materialize. We all know. We have all seen this before. I think we have all. This is a movie we have seen before.
You know,
So
last season,
let's not
last
get hyped
season
up.
we were desperate for a winger. Last season we were desperate for a striker. You know what the reports were in January? January is not meant for transfers for a Manchester United club. It is meant for PR. We are going to sign the best players in the world. I remember when Harry Kane was linked. I think Shotrik does too. Because we didn't sign anyone in January, then the agenda was that we are going to sign Harry Kane the next summer. We
Yeah, we are
signed
gonna go
Rasmus
big.
Hojlund
It's always
after
we are
the
gonna go
season
big in the
started.
next summer.
Okay, that's what we did. We signed Rasmus Hoyland after the season started. So I'm telling you, me, don't get your hopes up, brother, because we it is highly unlikely we sign anyone. And I
I
will
think
be very, and I will
United
be
can get
very shocked
Kamavinga. I think
because
United can get Kamavinga because he has fallen out of the pecking order in Madrid and can be
As I've
tempted
said
to.
before, let's not talk about hyperboles here. I think we need to deal in absolutes, and Kamavinga is not coming to a team
You know
that is
what
gonna
the
finish
funny thing
15th again.
is? The funny thing is, what you all complain about the Ineos and the club hierarchy. I used to do the same for FSG once.
But
He needs to
Ineos,
play that British
but
transfer
FSG
like
didn't
twice a
waste
month.
400 million. They didn't waste 400
Yeah,
million.
that's the thing. They didn't spend, and they
I
like
think
set their
I
mouthpieces to
think
make
not
a rumor
spending
like a
money.
rumor like
I
that.
think not spending money is better than spending it on shit. Like there's no point. So,
Yeah, of
so
course,
I
it's like bringing
as
the
a
quality,
United
not
fan,
the
I think I
quantity.
would like the FSG approach. I definitely would.
yeah, I think Stuffed Turtle, like Radcliffe. Let's not forget that this club is still owned by the Glazers. Let's not put everything on Radcliffe. If the Glazers don't sign the checkbook, the transfers are not made. Let us remember that. I think even if Sir Jim goes to Avram Glazer and falls on his knees, please let us sign Baliba. You know what's so laughable? We made a 50
But
million pound bid. We made a 50 million pound bid for Baliba. We didn't even go for the 100 million. We went to Brighton. I did, brother. You signed João Pedro. Any chance you can help a brother out. I think that's what happened realistically. And they said, fuck off, 100 million or no deal. And I think we have to get ourselves accustomed to that. Arvin, yes, I agree, man. Bruno can't play 8. He plays a 10, 5 back work. Arvin, I think the system requires two deep-seated, two double pivots. Bruno can't play 8. Everybody knows that. Bruno can't even play 6. And even as a 10, he is very wasteful. But he is our captain and he is our most influential. Oh, piss off. Piss off. Ole is better than this manager. Absolutely piss off.
I think we need to calm down for a second. I think we have got serious rage baiters in the chat, and I think we need to. I think we need
I
to
like it, but
cool
come on, Arvin,
it.
you're that Arvin, come on. Come on, man. You are taking the piss here.
I mean, if you look at the results, Ole had a better win rate than
Oh God.
Amorim.
Oh
let's
my
let's
God.
not get started on Manchester United again. I think we need to discuss about the next teams as
Arvin.
well, other teams as well.
I mean, if we go on like this, no, we will go to the era
No, no,
before
no, no,
Sir
no.
Alex.
Yeah, let's go back to
Arvin,
Matt Busby. Let's go back to Matt
Arvin,
Busby. I think.
Arvin, I appreciate your live chats. But if you want to see how bad the Ole era got, just look at this man's channel. So
Exactly.
okay, then by your logic, look at win percentage. By your logic, then why did Eric Ten Hag get sacked?
Yeah,
Eric
he
Ten
had a
Hag
good.
has been
My logic is, why don't you look at the win percentage of Michael Carrick?
Class, mate, class.
I mean, the way Amorim has been going, he should have been sacked.
I think
then
he should
Really
have.
then
should be sacked.
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
20,
But
I can
but the
make an
problem but
argument
the
about that.
problem
United
with
have
sacking
sat
him
for
is that
what?
we don't have that kind of money to sack him because we already spent 250 million
not only
over
do
him.
we
So I
have
think
not only do we not have the money to sack him, we don't even have a contender to sack him with. Then what you tell
yeah,
me?
whom we are going to replace him with?
Eric Ten Hag was the successful hipster coach in Ajax, right? He came to United. Let me tell, I remember this so well. He came to United because we were like, we want a system. We want a system. Ole plays hoofball. We want a system. So we brought in a counter-attacking Pep Guardiola, not counter-attacking, mind you, a possession-driven Pep Guardiola style manager. He comes to United in his very first season. He manages to get more points than Ole ever did. He finished third, Ole finished second, but he had, I think, around 73 points. Ole had around 71, if I'm not mistaken, in his best season. So Eric Ten Hag in his first season does really well. He exceeds expectation. So the next season, Eric Ten Hag deals with the worst injury crisis possible, and we finish eighth. But we win the FA Cup. So in two seasons we have won two trophies. The next season, the media starts to hound him, absolutely hound him. We start losing games. Everybody goes crazy about we don't see a system, we don't see a system. It doesn't matter about the win percentage. Patrick, you will back me up, right? That people were going about like it doesn't matter about win percentage. We need to
I
stay.
think I think uh, I think when it comes to Ole era, I think people were absolutely frustrated at the side that we were constantly bottling trophies. I think we were reaching semi-finals, finals, and we just couldn't take the final step.
Yes.
And so there was a stigma around the team that they can play good, but they will eventually bottle it when it matters the most.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was better than
And
Amorim.
talk about that
So
infamous
Eric Ten Hag was
like
Eric
which
Ten
Ole
Hag
did.
was brought in. Eric Ten Hag got us two trophies in 2 seasons, but then Eric
He
Ten Hag
also
was
got you
sacked.
Onana.
Why was he sacked? Because we had no system, and because he got in.
Eric Ten Hag was sacked because of
I
Onana.
think
Yeah,
I
First of
think when it
all,
comes to our past manager, I think we have tried every other way. I think we have tried the chosen one in the form of Moyes. handpicked by Sir Alex Ferguson, and the proven winners as well. We have to take in that route as well in the form of Van Gaal and Mourinho. We
Yeah,
have tried the ex-player who knows the culture, who knows what it means to be the manager of Manchester United in the form of Ole, and we have tried hipster managers in the form of Ten Hag and now Amorim as well. So I think we are kind of running out of options. So I
and
think
let's not
got to
and
make it
let's
work
not
See,
somehow.
forget
I would say one thing
And let's
here.
not forget that
I would say
Amorim
one
is
thing
not
here.
just a coach
Like,
who has been brought up from the আমি এটাকে ধর্মতলা থেকে উঠিয়ে আনিনি যে চল ভাই তুই আজকে আমার জন্য ক্লাব ম্যানেজ করে দিবি I have not picked him up from the roadside. He was a very successful manager at Sporting. He had a good shot at Champions League. He would have won the league that season as well.
Yeah, but
So
this is the same thing that Ten Hag did. So like
yeah,
I don't know,
exactly.
we just can't judge him by what he did in a tier
So
two, tier
yeah, so
three
my question is,
league. I think
if we sack Amorim, what next?
I think
I can
they
say
can go
one
for
thing. I
Xavi
think
or Inzaghi.
I Inzaghi is currently employed by Al Hilal. So please,
I
I
think
think he's talking about the Filippo
Nana.
Inzaghi.
I am talking about Simeon, the younger
no.
brother. He can quit Al Hilal.
I think
Premier League is a more lucrative.
we have our differences, but I think one thing we can all agree is sacking Amorim won't solve jack shit. We have sacked managers like we have sacked managers every 2 or 3 years, but nothing has improved. For it has gotten even worse. So I don't think sacking Amorim would change anything. I think it's the hierarchy that has to
I
change.
would like to add another thing. Like, you all were talking about how Arsenal came up to this point after all. But Mikel Arteta built a team over 8 years. That is a difference. Like, if every 3 years a new
Yeah,
guy comes, you cannot go through a
but
process like
you can see a kind of progression under Arteta. I don't think we are seeing that kind of progression.
Topic,
you see. Like,
topic.
I perfectly remember the
I think
21
as
season.
United
Like,
fans,
Arteta was 8 with Arsenal, and after that they started progressing. Like, there wasn't proper results, and they
I'm
still had
not
a
the
shit
biggest
team.
Arteta fan. I
They
think
took
he's a good
time.
manager, but I don't think he's the kind of manager who can take Arsenal to the next level to the
Arteta
app.
is another
No, I am
Nicholas.
not saying
But
that he is not a winner.
I think
I know
you
that,
could see
but
what he was trying to do. I think you could see a pattern
exactly.
of play. You could see a philosophy. You knew what you were getting into when you were watching a Arsenal match. So even when we have to go back when in their FA Cup run, I think against Man City, even when they had the likes of Socrates and David Luiz in their defense, they tried to play out from the back, bait the press, and they had a structure. They knew what they were going to do, and this is the problem we have at United. We don't know what we are going to do. We
see,
don't have an identity.
see, our identity at the moment is blaming everything on the 3-4-3. That is our identity. We Ole inherited a decent squad and bought Bruno. Let's not forget Stuffed Turtle. Ole also brought in Jadon Sancho. Ole bought in Ole
Harry
bought in,
Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka,
Not
Daniel
really.
James,
I would say Ole didn't inherit a decent squad, because when Mourinho was sacked, the team was doing
and it was
really bad,
quite toxic. It was
like
quite
really bad.
toxic.
And the previous
I
season
think
that team
I
finished
think
sixth,
I
which looks
think
good
some
now,
of the
but it wasn't
deepest
a good
lying
squad.
issues started with the Ole era, the rise of player power. That is one thing. We made signings like Harry Maguire. We made sign Harry Maguire, with all due respect to him, 2 years back he was a completely different Harry Maguire to him he is now. So I'm judging Harry Maguire on the entirety of his career, not just the previous year. I want to make myself clear here. We signed Jadon Sancho, whom you can make an argument to be the worst signing. He,
Is he
the
worse than
worst
Onana?
signing possible. We
Yeah, he
signed
is.
we signed Van de Beek. We signed we signed Lindelof, I think.
No.
Or no,
Lindelof was
Lindelof was in
under
Mourinho.
Mourinho.
Mourinho. Okay, so we signed Dan James. We signed Bruno, who is arguably
Okay. We kind of diverted from the fact that we were
yeah.
discussing about Liverpool.
Sorry.
So let's get back to that.
Okay. I would like to address another chat here. Arvind said go for Andoni Ariola. That one I actually want. United can go
But
for
but
Antonio Ariola.
but
but
He is a
but
Andoni
brilliant coach,
Iraola
and the
is gonna
job he
face
is
the same
doing.
issues as Moyes did. So
but
Yeah, exactly. I was coming to that only.
but a
Like
year ago,
he is a process manager, needs time.
but a year ago he said go for Andoni Iraola, right? But a year ago everyone was like go for Ruben Amorim. He has absolutely destroyed Pep Guardiola. He has
Yeah, like who is the new poster boy?
tactically
Everyone wants
outclassed
that.
Pep Guardiola. That was
I
the
think we as fans, I think we are kind of struck by the new toy, shiny toy syndrome. I think, as many would
exactly.
say, I think this applies to managers and players as well. As long as we get the new shiny toy, we are fine. But as long as there's a new other shiny toy, I think we get attracted to that. So I think Andoni Iraola is a good coach, but I think Manchester United is a different beast. I think many players and many managers have come to the club and got absolutely swallowed by the club. So I think
Also,
I think he
also
needs time.
another
I think he needs
another
time.
factor is the media. I think
Media, exactly.
Arteta. I think one of the reasons, I please differ with me in the chat, in the panel, anywhere, but Arteta was allowed to build a team, a solid team
Arteta had the media on his side.
over the course of 5 years. The media never ever went on to him. It was the Arsenal fans who wanted him out, not the media. For Manchester United,
Ignore the Arsenal fans. They even wanted Wenger.
Shotrik, do you remember? Like after Ten Hag lost 2 games in his opening season, they made him sit with Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville
Yeah,
and
yeah,
explain to him why he wasn't winning.
yeah. I still remember that. An absolute disgrace.
Yeah,
That
Absolute
kind
I
of
disgrace.
think see
and
the cons of being a bigger club is like after all you will
I
be
think
asked to
Manchester United is what sells paper ultimately. So I think
yeah,
Manchester United this is why we have a motto: hated, adored, but never ignored. So I
exactly,
think even our downfall is gonna be talked more than some other club's success. I think we have a City fan
exactly.
here who's gonna get
I
triggered
think
by that,
people
but that is
I
ultimately the
think
truth.
Newcastle fans will know about that because they have got like one trophy in 70 years. In our
oh my
In
god,
our
they are
worst ever season, we have
irritable.
managed to win a
Really, they are
trophy,
irritable.
and that's the standard of Manchester United. And the media will scrutinize every single player, be it Benjamin Sesko, be it Rasmus Højlund, and before that, be it Edinson Cavani, be it Cristiano Ronaldo. Every player who signs for United will be
Will get
scrutinized
scrutinized.
regardless,
Will get scrutinized.
and we have to admit that, and the managers have to understand that you won't, and the club owners have to understand that you won't get 3 or 4 years. Like right now we are signing 21, 22 year olds, hoping that in 3 or 4 years we will do really well and we can claw back, but you won't get the time. The media pressure, the fan pressure is too much. Okay,
We agree. We
let's not
agree.
talk about Manchester United anymore.
Let's
Oh,
go to
fuck off.
Arsenal.
Fuck off.
Yeah, we have discussed about Liverpool. I think the main issue with Liverpool is I think
Let's
we
talk
need to
about
give them some time.
Arvin. Let's talk about Liverpool winning against mighty Burnley.
I think as a rival fan, I think Liverpool are quite all right, but I think we need to give them some time because they have signed a lot of players. And
Yeah,
when you sign 6 to 7 players, I think
Yeah,
you need
and
to give them
another
some
thing
time
is
to gel
it's
together.
like a time after international break, so things
Yeah,
like
this
this
is
keep
not
happening.
FIFA career mode that you can just buy a new team and just things to go the same that as it was before. So I think you need to give them a transition period. There will be a transition period. So I think they need to get some time. And I think the best thing about having a proper rebuild or a transition period is winning when you are not at your full pace or your full level. So I think Liverpool are doing great. I think, and after I think the next international break, I think they will be firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, they should after all, because Isaac will be reintegrated to the team slowly, and like they will have a good headache about the front line. What will happen with AKTK? What will happen with Isaac? What will happen with Gakpo? Because all are playing well. You cannot bench them for what they want. The main risky zone is onwards, but like he will play after all. We can understand. And what happens with Sobozla is another question. So they have good headaches to themselves at this point, but they need to start making the games a bit more comfortable for themselves rather than making it difficult.
Absolutely.
So let's move
Arsenal.
on to Arsenal eventually.
Arsenal
So,
are
like,
they are getting the job done, except for
I
the
think
Liverpool game.
I might be the odd one out, but I'm really quite impressed by what Arsenal are doing right now. I think they have. I think if this was a match from last season, I think without the likes of Declan Rice, Saka, or Saliba, I think they would have crumbled. Absolutely, I don't think they would have got such a dominant 3-0 win where you could get even more goals. They could have gotten even more goals. So I think they are at a point that they don't have a like they just don't have a proper number 11, but they have a proper number squad. They have two teams. You can build two teams by that. The number of players they have. I think they have two or three players in every position. So I think they are equipped for ever competing in every competition there is out there.
And let's talk, and let's not forget to give Arsenal their credit for signing top class players.
Yeah, Mosquera is an absolute bargain. I think.
They
I
finished
think
second.
yeah, their defense is
They
really
finished
stacked, I
second,
would say. Their defense is really good.
and they have brought in so many new players, and everyone is a world class player. Zubimendi is world class. Joker is brilliant, and no matter how much we banter
You are
Arsenal,
forgetting about Norgard.
Norgard, Norgard is another one.
Norgard is gonna be a backup option. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, but he's a
But
really
he
good
brings in
guy.
the experience, like that Shaka
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of player.
he's
It's
that
not.
kind of player where you need him to conserve a lead, where it's a
Yeah,
match from away from
you don't need to
Etihad
play
and
all the players.
Yeah, he can be the endo.
yeah,
What I
yeah.
am saying.
He can be the one who can like super sub kind of a guy who is there to just protect the lead when you are away from home. I think
But
Arsenal are gonna
but
do good.
Arsenal have been highly
But
impressive,
there
and
is
Arsenal
there is deep problems, I would
Arsenal
say.
have a
There is deep problems for Modest,
Arsenal
I
have
would
a
say.
good team, but I think there's a mentality problem because as you can see with Arteta in the previous years as well, I think something kind of changed when Man City won the treble. I think up to that season he was quite attacking, even when we was away from home. But when he lost 4-1 to City, I think it kind of changed a thing in him where he was kind of seeing that like we need to be kind of pragmatic away from home and going into the top six heavyweight matches. I think he thought that let's be defensive, let's be on the back foot, let's ensure that we are not conceding any goals, and then we might get a goal. But you don't win a title by that. You will never win a title by getting draws, as Roy Keane has said
but
before, and the other
but
legends have.
I think another props to Arsenal is that Arteta also dealt with a severe injury crisis. Let's not forget about the fact that I think Manchester United at that season had the worst injury crisis. That's why we finished eighth. Arsenal had the second worst injury crisis after that, and they finished second behind City.
City.
And I think the reason Arteta had to go to his Stoke City tactics and all that is because of the lack of an attacking options. Jesus
But he
was,
has attacking options now.
yeah, and he has attacking options now. That's why I think you will see a much more dangerous Arsenal this season, who will attack you the conventional way and are brilliant from set pieces. We can banter
But
them as much as we
I
want about
think
Stoke
I
City like
mean,
that.
till now,
I mean
Arsenal haven't been the greatest of team
I
in
mean
open play.
I think we can expect much more things from
Yeah,
them,
in
but
open play they have still have a bit of problems, I would say. But like with the likes of Saka and all coming in, it will slowly get better slowly.
And you
And they
know
have
what's
Gyökeres.
and the worst thing about Arsenal is, even after so much of praise and discussion, I can't see them winning the league.
yeah, because the standard set by Liverpool is quite high, and I think even after spending a lot of money, I think Arsenal lack depth in the attack. I think when it comes to the left wing position, you might play Eze there, but Eze is not your traditional winger. He's a playmaker. So then again, you are trying to fit square pegs in round holes. So he's not a traditional touchline winger. So he might play there. He might get assists and goals there, but he's not a primary winger. And even I don't think there is proper depth in the striker position as well. Like Gabriel, this is quite injury prone. Kai Havertz also has a big injury this season. So if Gyökeres is not firing on all cylinders, I think they have a problem in the I could.
Yeah, and there is another problem with Gyökeres I have seen. Like when the defenders are a bit physical, like somehow what I saw with Van Dijk and Konate, in that case, he was not able to move. He became immovable
Yeah,
basically. So like
see,
he needs the ball fed to him properly at some
I
times
think
when the defense can't be.
honestly, I think Gyökeres will settle in the same as same as Ekitike. I think Gyökeres just needs a little bit more time to
Yeah,
settle in because
same.
he's quite used to bullying the defenders in Portugal. In the Premier League, the thing is much more physical. So I think it will take Gyökeres a bit more time, but I'm sure that if once Gyökeres settles in, he has the potential to compete for the Golden Boot.
Yeah, I think.
Someone has chatted, like Stuffed Turtle has said, Arteta can't
Yeah,
captain
absolutely,
anymore. He
he
has the best
can't.
defense in the
Yeah,
league
we
and
agree.
until
We
now
agree.
best
We
See,
agree.
lag
I think
allowed.
he has
So
run out of. I
see
think
the
he has
biggest
to
quite
deliver
true.
now, and I think Arteta, for me, I think he has always been Claudio Ranieri kind of guy. He's a closer, but he is not the finisher. I think he's not the killer. I think he's waiting for a Mourinho to. He has built a team. He has built a great team for to compete for trophies. But I think he needs a Mourinho to take this project to the next line. I think he needs that.
Yeah, the Arsenal needs a winner, like a serial winner.
I
What
think
we
they are
say,
lacking
they
that
still
winger.
have the squad
I
to
think
do
they are
that.
lacking a winner. Absolutely.
Like he has built a jigsaw, but someone needs to decorate it.
see, I think the biggest caveat to this is if provided Arteta's squad is fit, he has his best 11, then he can win the league.
I mean,
But
no one is going to have their full squad fit ever. Like how
yeah,
Yeah,
congested
well,
the
because they are going to compete in
schedules
the
are.
Champions League and cup competitions as well.
See, man, injuries are a part
yeah,
of football. You cannot
yeah,
ignore that.
injuries are a part of football, but
Like getting
I think
fit is the
I
biggest
think they
risk.
can combat with injuries because they have a good squad overall and they have got key depths in the key positions as well.
Like if the injuries to their defense, they are quite all right. But if the injuries to their wingers,
I think
then
they are
a
a
bit of
problem. I think
questions
yeah.
arise. Like, for example, if expect Eze gets injured, there is Trossard and Martinelli, like which is all
and
right
and
options, but
uh,
not
and
something
as we have seen before,
creating
they are
silverware.
both same cheeks of the same arse. I think two cheeks of the same arse. So they are not that good. And as we have seen, Martinelli has regressed a lot. I think he has become a kind of a
Yeah,
upgraded version of
over
Daniel
time he
James. I
has
think
got.
he has a burst from speed, but he doesn't capitalize on the speed. So I think Arsenal need to cut their losses on him, and I think they need to. I think they need to sell him. I think as simple as that. I think they need to sell him and replace him with a better winger.
Yeah. So now moving on
Spurs, I
to
think. Okay,
Chelsea
Chelsea first.
and Chelsea. Okay, whatever, it's okay. I watched the match last night, the full match, and I have to say Chelsea's defense has bigger problems.
Yeah, like
Like
you,
there is very
I
much
don't know
pitfalls
how
in the
they
defense.
ended up with a defensive spine of Tosin, David Sanchez, and those guys after spending 2 billion. I never understand. This is absolutely baffling for me.
Like the second goal which they conceded to Carvalho, like before
That
that,
was
4 minutes
peak pleasure. That
before
was
that,
peak pleasure as a United
like
fan because Garnacho missed his man. That little shit, that little twat missed his man, and then Chelsea conceded that goal, and that was absolute pleasure for me.
see the thing, like 4 minutes before that Carvalho goal, like two similar attacks came to the box, which eventually landed to a Brentford player. And even Robert Sanchez was screaming about that. How is the ball letting in? And eventually they did that again from that long throw, which eventually landed for a tap in for Carvalho. So, which is very much concerning for the defense. And they went into the match without their proper starting 11, I would say. Like many players were benched, like Cucurella or Palmer
Chelsea
for the
struggle
UCL game.
without Cole Palmer
Yes.
firing in all cylinders.
I
No,
mean,
I don't.
I mean, if
They
you
yeah
think that
they do struggle.
that is true, like that is true. But if you see Palmer's output in the Premier League last 18 match, he has only 4 open play
Yeah,
goals,
and
I
Chelsea have been
which is
struggling
not
in
that
those
much
games.
influence here.
But
guys,
bar the fact
Cole Palmer is an important player, of
That's
course, but like they can survive without
that's
him.
Yeah,
sorry to
they can.
interrupt.
Definitely very
Please don't
certain.
mind. I'm having my dinner
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
sure,
Please
sure.
don't mind.
Mm. No chill, boss man.
No, no,
Continue.
I
Please
will be in
be.
the panel. Just don't mind me eating. That's all.
Absolutely, absolutely. I
Sure.
I think Chelsea have recognized this problem, their over reliance on Palmer, but that's why I think they bought the likes of Buonanotte and Joao Pedro and Delap, all those guys, Gittens as well. So I think they can perform.
I really don't know at this point who
I
Chelsea
think they
hasn't bought
can.
really.
I
I would
think
say
the main
someone
problem they
has
have
them,
is with the
but
defense.
someone is not
I
there.
think as growing I think growing up, I think I have always seen Chelsea as a very defensive team, even under the likes of Mourinho, Conte, Sadi, and every year I've seen in the last past 10 years as well. So I think growing up, I think Chelsea weren't that kind of a flamboyant team. I think I have always recognized them as a strong defensive team who could grind out results by the sheer will. But I think this is the not the same Chelsea we knew 5 years ago. This is not this is a Chelsea that emphasizes more on the attacking side, and by doing that, they have kind of let down. They're kind of left down on the defensive departments, and they don't have that same defensive spine they had a few years ago of Aspilicueta, David Luiz, Terry Cahill, all those guys we knew before. So I think they need to improve on the defense, and
The Chelsea team lacks proper planning at times.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
they bring in a
that's a big issue.
shitload of players to sell in for the profit. They don't really get the proper quality. They have good attackers, I would say, but they bring many players. Like out
the
of 10, one
the
will hit
only
the mark
reason I'm
once.
not going to put them in the same category as a Liverpool, as a Arsenal, or even a City, I think they lack experience. And as we saw in the last match against Brentford, I think experience is a huge factor, because if you put a Liverpool or a Arsenal or a City in this kind of situation, I think they would have dealt better than Chelsea, because you have seen them fighting in title races for multiple times. So I just think that the experience is going to be a huge issue for them this season.
Also a shout out to both of the ex-Liverpool players, Fabio Carvalho and Jordan Henderson, with a brilliant performance with that assist, especially to Shada, which was
Let's
a,
thank
what I would say,
Garnacho for not marking
typical
his man. Let's
Henderson
thank
performance.
Garnacho for not marking his man.
See, I have seen Garnacho do that so many times last season that I wasn't even surprised. But is anyone really surprised at, I mean, how Chelsea is playing? Like, if you sign 40 players in 2 seasons, you just need to have 11 good players out of them. The rest you can ship off. You don't give up.
As it was said, it is not like an underdog story.
Yeah,
They have
it's
spent
not.
like
It's 2
billions.
billion. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not sing Maresca's praises. Let's not start sucking them off. Let's keep it as it is. Chelsea have spent 1 billion. Chelsea should do more. And I think they will do more, because if you sign 40 players, you just need 11 to perform well. And
I,
Maresca
But the issue is they properly at times don't know what is that
and
11.
I think the
yeah,
bigger question here is, I think the bigger question regarding Chelsea is they have 40 to 50 players on their books. Where the hell are the players going to change? I think this is
you
a huge doubt I
you
have.
know
I think
Yeah,
this needs to be asked.
that is what
you
Carragher
you
said.
Yeah,
know
it's
you
a,
know you know what else they have on their book? 76 FA breaches. That's what they
they,
have.
I think
I
And
mean,
we all
I
know. I
mean a
think we all know
particular
they are
club
not
which
gonna
shall
get
not be
penalized for
named.
that. I think
yeah,
we
yeah,
all
yeah.
know they might get hit
No,
with
no,
a
no.
hefty ban or thing, but they will not get any penalized for
No
that.
bans. They are going to
I
drag
mean,
this,
I mean a particular club with
and
150
that
is
has
still
been
playing.
going
So
on
what
for
is
3 years. 3 years now. And you know what is Chelsea going to do? They are going to draw this process out, and then after 3 years, they are just going to pay a hefty fine of, say,
Yeah,
a
exactly.
billion,
Because
pay
some
a
of the
billion to the
because
FA, and just
the majority of these charges are from the Abramovich era, and as we all know, Abramovich left around 4 years ago. So there's not going to be a result on this. Like the matter is going to be dragged down for a couple of years, and then Chelsea will. pay a hefty fine just like City did.
Exactly. This is going to be an out of court settlement. But damn, speak of the 115. What a timing. Impeccable.
Continue.
For as much as we take the piss out of, say, clubs like clubs like City and Chelsea not being affected by the FA breaches, this stops clubs like Everton, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa. Look at
Yeah, we are
Aston
never.
Villa.
I don't think we are never escaping those cartel allegations. I don't think we are never
Yeah.
escaping those.
So
See, when like these clubs are global brands, Aston Villa,
They are
Newcastle, they
not
are not.
exactly.
They cannot justify
exactly.
Dude,
that. Like the
there
Premier League stands
there is
on
a
these
there is a chain
systems.
cycle. I think there
Like
is a chain.
there is,
I think there's a food chain in the
like
football pyramid as
you
well.
remember the Calciopoli. Like what happened to Italy after that? If the big clubs get hurt, the league will fall.
Yeah,
That is the
Exactly.
issue.
absolutely.
The revenue will
Exactly.
And
fall.
after and Calciopoli ultimately killed Syria. I think they haven't reached the same standards they belonged before.
Yeah, like Inter winning the league can spend as much as Bournemouth finishing eighth, which
Bournemouth
says a
finishing
lot
eighth,
about
they get
Sevilla.
50 million after winning us the Syria League title. And guess what? Luton got more money than them for getting relegated.
Even those parachute payments,
Yeah,
as you said, like
parachute payments are
they,
above 100 million or something, I think, or near that.
and even Luton still
The
got relegated,
Premier
I guess.
League is really smart. They are not going to just randomly go and tell City that no, you will not play in the league, because that will make them look stupid.
Yeah, the
They are
Premier League is not going to axe
they have
themselves in the foot.
Man City, Chelsea, these clubs have a massive fan following. The moment they are sent to the Championship or League One or League Two or wherever, or their viewership drops down. As simple as that. And that's why and that's why I think for a proper rebuild, the most important thing is the plan along with the money. Like Jurgen Klopp, I respect Jurgen Klopp highly because he dragged Liverpool from irrelevance. They, the, he start he and let's not go to Arteta. For a rebuild, the perfect example is Jurgen Klopp.
I love Klopp, man. I love Klopp. I think he's the closest thing to Fergie I've ever seen. I
Yeah,
think
I
with the
I
kind of
genuinely
budget he
admire Klopp.
had at Liverpool, I'm
And he
I think this is gonna be a controversial take, but I will always die on the hill that Klopp was a better manager than Pep. I think so.
it's
If
not controversial.
if he had the backing Pep got, I think he would have won a lot more than I think he did eventually.
I mean,
Pep
you don't
Pep
have to
has
even talk about backing. Flip three
Yeah,
results, and
exactly.
it will
Yeah,
become good
and
enemies, and both
Jurgen
have three
Klopp took
champions.
over after Brandon Rodgers, if I'm not mistaken. And that was after like
Yeah,
players like Suarez and all of the major players left. So Jurgen Klopp primarily took Liverpool from the brink of irrelevance. I think it took him around 3 years, 3 years to get to the UCL final.
2016, I think they qualified for
Yeah,
UCL.
20,
The year after that,
No,
20,
no, no, no. 2016 they didn't get any.
sorry,
They didn't
2017,
have any European competitions.
18-19 got they
2017 they
got
got
qualified.
UCL qualified.
No, 2016 they finished fourth, as
No, no,
much
no,
as
no,
I
no,
know.
no.
2016, 17, 17, 18 to fourth.
I think they finished. I think they
Two
finished
seasons they
eighth
finished.
and lost
Eight
lost
was
the
eight
UEL
was
final to Sevilla. I think.
eight was 15, 16 was
Yeah.
eighth.
Yeah.
2016
They
one
were
they
fourth.
finished fourth,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
lost the
so
UEL
so
final to
Klopp
Sevilla.
had to do it the hard way. He did not have the Pep's checkbook. Arteta and Klopp are having to do the rebuild the hard way by making smart signings, by winning games, and by selling smart. That Coutinho money, they probably gave it to an FD. They probably did an SIP on that thing.
Yeah. Bitcoin.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I
And
think
they're
they
still.
they had in they ha-
Wait until you hear about the Luis Diaz money
I
for the
mean,
next year.
and
I mean,
Liverpool
it's
are
not.
really And Liverpool are really good at selling players. They sold Darwin Nunes. They sold.
Yeah, actually, even if I leave the Nunes saga here, even they sold Elliot something around 35, like didn't sell loan to buy, but they have like a buyback clause on him after that. They sold Kwanzaa for like 30-35 million, which is really good business. Even Vandenberg last season, 25 million. How are they doing it? I don't know really.
Edwards masterclass. Edwards masterclass. So moving on, Spurs left from the top six cartel. So I think Thomas Frank is doing a great job. I think he's backed, and I think the best thing about Thomas Frank is that he has the sense of adaptability. He is not that kind of a rigid manager who sticks to his laurels like we knew Ange was. So I think Spurs are gonna have a good time with Frank. I think he's everything they
Talk
lacked in
about
Ange.
how
And they made some amazing signings.
let's talk about how good was Bergwall
Yeah,
really. Like the guy was
The
relentless.
let's talk
only
about
thing,
the let's talk about the signings that Spurs made, shall we?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
They
Zero.
have signed Kudus, a star player
Really.
from West Ham. They have signed
Javi Simon.
Xavi Simons, who was on
Palinia.
Chelsea's. Palinia, I wanted him at Manchester United. He would have been.
Palinia is on loan.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think they are still going to buy. They have gotten that. I think the Solanke was last season, right?
Yeah, Solanki was last
Yeah.
season.
So
Solanki is still here. They got Kolomuani,
Yeah,
I think, on
Colomoni.
loan.
yeah, they have Colombo. So look at the depth. So if you are comparing Spurs to Manchester United, they already have three players who can play striker: Solanke, Richarlison, Colomwani. All three are not better than Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko has a higher potential than all of them, but Benjamin Sesko is stuck alone doing donkey work. That is.
I mean, what can you blame? It's the
and
circumstances the
and
player
the
has to
biggest
play
thing,
in.
they have gotten rid of Daniel Levy.
Daniel Levy.
That's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
biggest
That's
Yeah,
thing.
the devil is gone. The devil is gone.
He was a headache.
Like the guy was so stingy, man.
He was
Like
really
if anyone watch that All or Nothing on Spurs, they will know what he had the beef with
crazy
Mourinho.
guy.
this is the reason he was so stingy.
Also, Spurs
Like
have
that
signed
Bar.
Sar, right?
I remember that Barwine's transfer. So much saga it went into there.
Spurs,
Spurs are a
Spurs.
good team.
So Spurs look good under Thomas Frank, and I
I
expect
mean,
them to
But
I
do
mean,
really
Spurs
good
are.
The
this
only
I think
complaint,
Spurs are back to what they were always. I think they were a team who will not win trophies, but they will give you a good viewing experience. I think they will play good football like what they were under Villas Boas and Harry Redknapp. I think the problem with Spurs was a few years ago was they tried to be something that they weren't. They tried to hire managers like Antonio Conte and Mourinho, and they didn't fit the IP of the club. I think so. I think now they have the good vibes around. They have some ballers in their team, so they will play good football and they will entertain their fans. So I think Spurs are back where they always have been
So,
as a
you
club.
They
know,
can get Liverpool
I
season.
am. I am going. I am a bit of a. I will judge Thomas Frank on what he does on his second season. I never judge Spurs managers on their first season.
Yeah, the jury's still out. The jury's still out,
Yeah,
but it's
the
So,
looking good.
jury's still out,
so,
but
my
the
question
first
to
season is
you
looking good.
is: was Ange a success or
Success,
failure?
definitely.
I
They
mean, he
And was a
won
success.
a
And was
trophy.
success. He won, but I think he had some extreme methods, and I think he's gonna
see
fail at Forest.
see
I
the
don't think he's.
see the
I don't really see him succeeding at Forest, to be honest.
see the
They might
standard
be
at
wrong,
I,
but
I just feel for him. Bro went from Levy to
yeah.
Marinakis.
I
Like that is a huge bad news.
see Ange is a
from
good
Hitler
coach,
to
but
Stalin.
yeah, exactly,
I
exactly.
would like to say that Thomas Frank's Spurs is a good team, but his midfield is too defensive. They need at least one attacking player in there. We
Yeah,
are
No,
like
missing Madison.
that can be argued.
I think that is the
This
issue
they
that
are
can be solved after the likes of Madison and Kulusevski return. I think they will be all right.
Yeah, that would solve it hugely.
Kulusevski isn't returning anytime sooner. He's like out for a year or something. And the funniest part is that apparent injury was apparently said a knock by Ange Postecoglou, which ultimately turned over a year. How is it possible? I really don't
You
know.
know, another club I would like to take your attention to is Aston Villa. What's going wrong?
Yeah, even I would like to talk
What's
about
going wrong?
like
Like,
like I I was following their every four matches. Like I have Rogers and
yeah,
Watkins in my
like
fantasy team, which was a
all the
disaster.
FPL slander aside, what is going wrong with Unai Emery? Is it the
I
PSR
think
charges?
I think it's kind of a issue we can say for both the. I think it is a combined issue. I think it is a PSR issue as well. I think it is a structural issue as well
Financial.
because as we have
And
seen his.
you cannot say PSR issue when they are buying Sancho, Elliott, and players like that
Yeah,
after all. Like
but they
bigger than
sold
the
key
PSR
players like
issue,
Bailey and Diaby as well. So
The
I think,
structure is quite messed up.
Bailey didn't feature a lot last
Yeah,
season,
like
especially
but
with
he
sold
was still a
Diaby.
winger. But he was
They,
still a
they
winger, and now they lack a
yeah.
winger in the department.
but they but they bought Gesand over Bailey,
They want
so
to
they
But
got
buy.
their weaknesses.
isn't Gesand a striker?
No, Gesand is a winger.
I think the problem. I think
But what I saw is another thing is a bit of a problem with Emery. Like he's kind of like he lacks the pragmatic approach or he's stubborn at times. Like they got Elliot and Sancho together. There still he started like Mackin on the wing. For what reason I don't know. Like what was the
I
logic
think
behind it?
there's
Like
a. I think the problem with
when you got attacking,
Aston
you
Villa's
got
project is stagnation. I think they are relying on the same two players to bail them out every match, and I think there is
and
not a proper plan to attack or defense. I think there is not enough coordination between the team. So this is why I think the last season when they were enhanced by signings of Asensio and Rashford after the latter half of the season, I think they lack that kind of influence in the team.
I think another reason for the stagnation is the PSR rules. If I'm not mistaken, Aston Villa are at a massive PSR risk. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah,
but
yeah, they
I
haven't
think
sold
because
anyone.
they were I think, but after some sellings they are like
but I
But they
think
couldn't sell Emi. They couldn't sell Emi. So I think that's a huge issue for them.
yeah.
United.
I would have happily taken Martinez at United,
But
happily,
not for 35 million. Not for
and
35 million. Let's be honest here.
I think Martinez gives you immediate impact, and
I mean, if you see the condition of United goalkeepers lately, I would say pay the 35
I
for Martinez. Like you all
Yeah,
need a
that's
defender,
right. But
someone that
considering his age, it's
I
not a
think
wise option.
see I think I will.
it's a goalkeeper. Like how much does it
You know,
age matter for a
I
goalkeeper?
think for Man United, I nominate this Blinkit packet to be the goalkeeper. As you can see, if this is assume this is a ball, okay? This going into this Blinkit packet, this doesn't leak. If this was Onana, this would be on my bed.
That
That
is,
that's some best practical application I have ever
I
seen.
think there is some class banter, and yeah, I
So
think we would be. I think we would be better sticking a dummy into the goal. I think that would do a much better job than the what we have.
Let's come to Villa after all. Like playing bad is a thing, but not scoring a goal for four matches is another level of disaster, I would say. Like even Sunderland, Burnley are even not in that type of
The
crisis.
problem with their goal scoring issues comes down to the way the team is implemented. I think they are relying too much on Rogers, and when two or three players from the opponent team are marking him out of the game, I think there's no proper plan to progress the ball further, and that's why Watkins isn't getting much chances before. Like the previous seasons he did. So I think this is why they are not being able to sustain attacks as they would have liked to. So I think they need to put attacking players because the putting the likes of Megan or Bogart in the wing positions isn't gonna help. It's not gonna help you.
Like
You need to put attacking.
like
I think
what
they
is
are
the
too
idea of
defensive.
Macking on the wing? I still
It's
don't
too defensive.
understand.
I think.
Also they don't have Onana and Kamara at this point, so that's another problem for them in
Yeah,
the
the first
midfield
choice
department.
pivot is out.
Plus, plus their even their fullbacks are a bigger part of their attack. Matty Cash and Luka Dean or
Yeah,
Madsen,
yeah.
whoever it is. Like they also are not even getting the crosses in the proper area for some reason. The players look completely
I
clueless.
think I think
Like what they are
for the
trying, I
likes
don't
of
know.
Digne and Cash, I think the problem with them is like they are a bit overplayed. I think they are struggling from fatigue because they don't really have squad depth in those areas. I mean, Martson is there, but Martson isn't hasn't quite lived up to his potential like we all thought he would. But
Has no. Wait, I would like to address tough title here. No, I think Ramsey didn't affect Villa that much because he wasn't getting the game time anyways. Like, yeah, he was a good depth after all, and he could have been kept for the depth, but they have to comply with the PSR. So they
yeah,
had to
they
sell
had to sell
Ramsey
one
that
of
time.
their own to get that pure profit, like we did with Garnacho.
Like, if they didn't sell Ramsey this window, next window it will be someone coming for Rogers. Like, they would have to oblige them. Nothing to
Yeah,
do.
this is the same thing that Newcastle did with the likes of Elliot Anderson and Adingra. This is no different.
that that Anderson and like Lacadimo's transfer was so shady. I won't like even talk about it. Like that was some under the
That was
table
some
shit
cartel
going on
shit,
there.
absolutely cartel dealing shit. That was. I think the likes of Forest and Villa are gonna have a poor season compared to last season. I think they will
Yeah,
kind
of
of
course.
they will
Like
disappoint. I think.
it's too early days to say, but like
Yeah,
things
yeah,
need time to
things
implement,
can
and
change, and
PSR
things can definitely change, and I hope I'm wrong because both Forest and Villa entertained us a lot, and I enjoyed them a lot as a neutral fan. So I think we need more competition, and as much competition as we have in the league, the overall quality of the league gets better. So I think if we miss out on having a good Villa or a Forest team, I think that is gonna hamper the quality of the league overall, and even as a
What
fan
about
being.
I would like to
Everton?
say another thing that is the
Yeah, Sambit, what?
what?
What about Everton? They have been interesting this season.
Yeah,
Everton is all
Everton.
right.
Like Everton is doing quite
I
well.
think
Yeah,
I
Like I
think
would say, and they have got
I
good
think
players.
Everton
David
has some
Moyes
serious bowlers.
David Moyes doesn't
indeed.
get the credit
Yeah, like
he deserves. I think he has turned around Everton brilliantly. They-
I think their
like
recruitment
not
this summer window has been
and
I
spotless.
and they had a very good summer window. Yes, as Shotrik
Yeah,
said, they had a
it was
very good
spotless.
summer window, and they did the smart thing of buying Grealish. Grealish
Yeah,
is going to be a much better player.
even the scary part is they still have dribbling to add
yeah,
pace, man.
Dibbling, KDH, Baddy.
Like that front line of Grealish, NDI, they are going quite well actually.
Dewsbury Hall as well.
Like
Let's not
the
forget.
Yeah,
striker
KDH,
position
exactly. That's
is
what I said.
Yeah,
yeah
let's not forget Dewsbury.
yeah the striker position has been a bit on and off for them. Beto and Barry are like
See,
quite hit and miss till now, but someone will
they
click
did not
eventually.
have a striker. I think proper number nine since Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
I mean, who remembers lockdown
Yeah, but
Calvert
like
Lewin?
he was begging for my
Bro,
FPL.
He was linked to United for a 90 million bid. We all
like
know that in the lockdown season.
like we
He's
like many players like this have come over the years, like 2021 Bamford, lockdown
20
Calvert Lewin,
Michu,
Michu
yeah.
for Swansea,
Wilfred
like
Boney.
Wilfred
then
Boney, yeah.
Pukki from Norway
Like
too.
even even who remembers West Ham Lingard?
Yeah,
Ah, right.
That was some time to live in.
Jailings.
So purple patches like this come after all, but they don't live
Yeah,
up to it.
but then again, when you are at Everton, you don't have a lot to live up to it.
Like
Most
next in line actually could be Greasewood,
most
if I
most
say.
of most of Everton's joy comes from the Liverpool's loss.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
I mean, have you checked about that fan in Twitter named
Yeah,
Liam?
yeah, yeah.
Oh my god!
This,
proper
see,
rage baiter. Proper
Stuff
age better.
Turtle says Villa and Forest
Yeah,
stuff.
the guy.
Villa and Forest.
Who is Leah?
There's a Everton
Go
fan.
on to Twitter. Some days you will know. Whatever. Like Everton look good, and like
I
Liverpool will
think
face them pretty soon
I
after.
think after a lot of years, I think Everton have finally kind of like have a vision. I think they are finally moving in the right direction, and I think the transfer window kind of signals that they are going into the right path. And for years, we have always complained about the Moshadi era as quite lackluster and quite like in a way that they are just throwing money and everything without proper knowledge of it. So I think they finally have some vision.
Like if Everton can buy release, they can be their Ross Barkley, which they are missing
Yeah,
after all
yeah.
for so many years.
Absolutely. I think they need a talisman of that who will just carry them through the tough times.
Like Everton had ballers over the years, but problem was there was no stable consistency over the team. We had like players like Ross Barkley, we had Bolaisi.
They,
Like these players were good,
even Gilfie
but
Sigurdsson was good at one point.
yeah, uh,
Let's not talk about
if this video
Sigurdsson.
cancelled, if this video gets cancelled, we are all screwed.
Let's not get into politics here. But as a player, I really liked him when he was at Everton. I think he had that flair around him.
Yeah, he was a decent player, but he shouldn't be there.
Okay, so the last thing we need to discuss about is Bournemouth versus Brighton.
All I can
Bournemouth,
say is thank you,
Bournemouth,
Semenyo, for the points, or else my FPL would have been screwed.
I'm
Thank
with
you,
Adi as well.
Semenyo.
I'm with Adi as well.
is Semenyo,
Semenyo 2026 to Man
Semenyo,
United. I will champion you.
why he got to ruin another man?
The left wing back role is still available
Yes,
for him. It's vacant.
Semenyo.
But yeah, what I would say is like Semenyo kinds of reminds me of the Mane of Southampton. What I would say,
Yeah,
a very
exactly.
hardworking player who comes up and down the pitch and can score for the team when the team needs him. After all, has the flair and has the output together with. Plus, they have a good front line. Like they have lost many players, but they didn't lose their front line after all. If Clivert gets in the form, even Alex Scott is playing well. Evan Nielsen
Brooks
is a
is
good
also there
striker.
as well.
Yeah, Brooks is also there. Even
Cavani
Tavernier
as
does
well.
a good job at times. But thing is, like their main thing was they lost their whole defense to like bigger clubs, and that needed replacing, which probably hasn't even been done properly. But Ariola is
I think
somehow still
Iraola
making that job.
needs massive. I think
Yeah, like they are in a three game winning streak. Like that's a commendable thing. And
I
one
think
of those
Iraola
matches
deserves
was Thomas
massive
Frank's.
respect, and I think he's kind of ready for a new move. I think he has done all he could at ever Bournemouth, and I think
Yeah,
he's ready for the next chapter.
at this point he's outgrowing Bournemouth and can do with a better move. But as per Bournemouth, still have a quite dependable team to finish in the top
Absolutely.
half of the table still.
I think
Okay, any
they can finish in the conference league areas. I think seventh, eighth, or ninth. I think
They
that
have
is
the
feasible
potential.
for them to do.
I think it will hurt them after all
Okay.
because still they lack the quality of the defense, which will come to bite
Yeah,
them at the
and
That's
as
the
we
end
all
thing.
know,
of the
you
season.
just can't outscore your opponent in every match. That is not a
Yeah.
feasible tactic, and that is
Yeah,
not sustainable at all.
they have a good attack, but like that attack needs to keep firing for them.
Yeah. So I think we have yapped around for too long, and I think we need to end this stream.
okay,
So thanks.
lads,
So
lads,
thanks.
before lads,
Uh,
sorry. Before we leave, do we do a next game week prediction? Let me
sure.
call out the games and we can all give our predictions.
Sure.
Not a bad option. Let's see what's the
Okay,
next game week. Next game week or the Champions League.
you will have a good time. The first game is the Merseyside derby.
Let me check it once.
I
Liverpool.
think
What's
it
the
will
fixtures?
be a 2-1 win for Liverpool.
I think it will be quite close as well because as we all know, Merseyside derbies are very close, and even as bad as Everton was in the previous years, I think they still gave a good fight to Liverpool. So I think it will be a draw. I think it will be a
I
draw.
I think it should be a draw, but I think they will sneak a 2-1 win just like again in the 80th
This
minute
is
I
like
what
they have
bet
done.
Chiesa will score.
Penalty del favor Liverpool.
I bet Chiesa will score.
Yeah, yeah, man. And talking about penalty, I just want to talk about Salah once. Like, I don't know what they are trying to do with Salah, but he is like isolated on one wing.
yeah,
I
not
don't understand.
too
I saw
awkward
the
to
replay.
it.
He's not getting involved for some reason. Like, he is like hugging the touchline at this point. At this point, he will get in the stands. Like what they are trying to do with Salah, I don't know. I am understanding they're accommodating new players like Watts and all and Eketike and all. But to do that, you are subjugating your best playmaker. There is no logic in it.
All right. So
Anyways,
the
coming back to
next game
prediction.
is so I'm going for a Liverpool win. Sambit?
Liverpool 2-1.
Okay. I'm not
I
going
think
for a scoreline. I just think Liverpool have the quality overall.
I
So
think
it
it's
can
gonna be
be
a draw, 1-1 or 2-2.
okay, fair enough. Next game is a proper Barclays fixture, Brighton versus Tottenham.
I think
I
Tottenham.
think it's gonna be a nil-nil draw or a 1-1 draw.
Whose home match
It
it
is
is?
Brighton versus Tottenham.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am gonna go bold and I will say it will be a 3-2 win to Tottenham.
I think I'm going to go I think I'm
I
going to
think
go for a 2-0 victory Brighton.
I think I'm gonna go for a 2-1 victory Brighton.
Yeah.
Spurs win for
Next
me.
up next up we have a Burnley versus Nottingham Forest.
I think it's gonna be a boring draw. I think
Burnley
it's a
plays at
nil-nil.
home.
I think it's going to be Burnley
I
win.
think
Burnley is going to win by one goal. 1-0 to
I
Burnley.
think this one will be 1-1.
I think it's gonna be a
Next
draw.
next up we have West Ham versus Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace
Crystal
win
Palace.
this. Mateta goal.
Yeah, I th-
Crystal
I
I
will
think
think
it's a
win like
2-0
2-0.
Crystal Palace.
I
Crystal
think
Palace.
I
2-0
think the
Crystal
panel
Palace.
has unanimously decided on Crystal Palace. Same. I'm not disagreeing with you. Leeds versus Wolves. In other words, trash versus garbage.
I haven't watched those teams to
Maybe
give
a
a
draw.
predicament, but
I would say
I
one
think it's
thing.
gonna be a
It depends.
I think it's gonna be a draw.
It
I think it's
depends.
gonna
I'm
be a
going.
draw.
It depends whether Stan Larsen is playing for
I'm,
Wolves or not. If not, then I will
I'm
think a
going with
draw.
a draw as well.
The 1
Okay,
1.
next up we have Fulham versus Brentford.
I think Brentford will win.
I
Give
I
think
think I
Fulham
Fulham
the
will edge it out. I
I
think
think I
Fulham will
think
win.
I think
I'll
2-1
go with
Fulham.
I
Fulham.
think
2-1
Fulham
I
will
Fulham.
think
edge
I
it
think
out.
it's a I think it's a 2-0 Fulham.
I think Fulham will edge it out just enough. Next up, Bournemouth versus Newcastle. This is a good one, and I
Newcastle.
think Bournemouth have the upper hand.
I'll go with Newcastle.
Home match.
Home match is
Yes,
Bournemouth, right?
yes.
At the Vitality. I think it will be a 2-2 draw.
I think
Okay,
it's gonna be another nil-nil or a 1-0 win to Newcastle.
Newcastle gets the win.
I think it's gonna be a 1-0 Bournemouth.
I'm going with a 2-0 Bournemouth. I think Semenyo will bag another for my FPL. Okay, next up we have
We are all
Sunderland and
mini
Aston Villa.
baskets here.
Next one
Sunderland
was
Aston Villa.
2-0
I think
2-0 Sunderland.
at this point I think I shall predict Sunderland to
1
win.
0 Aston Villa.
But I would say it will be a 1-1 and finally Villa will get their goal.
I think it's 2-0 Sunderland.
I'm going to
1.
play devil's advocate and I'm going to go for Aston Villa. Okay, so next is a big one. Arsenal Man City.
It has to be Arsenal.
Arsenal.
It
No,
will be
no, no, no.
Arsenal, I
I'm
think.
going Arsenal. I'm going for a draw here because I know the approach Arteta takes in top six matches. So I think it's gonna
Yeah,
be a.
Arsenal will be very defensive, but they might get a
I,
corner.
Yeah,
to
that's
come win it.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm
I think
going
I
it's
think
gonna be. I
one
think it's
will
gonna be a
Arsenal.
stale draw. I think we will have some moments of brilliance here and there, but I think it's gonna be a draw ultimately.
I think it's going to be 1-1 draw.
Yeah,
And
I
one
think
and
draw for
Haaland
me.
is gonna score a hat trick.
okay,
Not
bold
happening, buddy.
prediction.
Not happening.
Bold
Not
prediction.
happening. I don't
We'll,
think
we'll
so.
Not
come.
having.
We have the receipts. We'll come back to it. And the game. More power to you, man. And okay, so and then the big one, United versus Chelsea.
This is,
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be another draw.
I am
I
going
think
to. I
Nah, United gonna lose.
City
Chelsea
and
are winning.
I think United Chelsea for the last few years, I think it has been a very boring fixture for fans. I think from the
It's always
I
a draw.
think what season was where we got a 4-3 loss in the last minute. I think it was
Yeah,
under Ten Hag. I think
yeah.
other than that fixture, I think it has been a very long string of very boring draws, nil-nil draws, 1-1 draws. So I think I'm going for a nil-nil draw here.
Chelsea
I,
are getting it. Clean
I
sheet.
I would say 2-0 Chelsea.
3-0 Chelsea.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
I
stuffed
think
turtle.
Jao
I
Pedro
just
will score.
Yeah, stuffed turtle. I said I just hope Garnacho doesn't score because he will smooch the living shit out of that bag. If Garnacho scores, we just have what the fuck can we do? We just have
If
to hold our hands up.
Absolutely.
if Garnacho scores, I can guarantee you guys a great rant on this channel.
We will
Yeah.
be there.
So Garnacho
Imagine Garnacho
You
scoring
guys
and doing the Palmer celebration
you guys can
at the
definitely
90
tune
plus
into it
10
for a
minute.
great rant. It will be a generational rant.
We
so
will be
so
there.
if, so if Garnacho scores, we are getting views on this channel then.
Total.
Imagine Garnacho scoring a 90 plus 10 winner and doing the Palmer
Okay,
celebration.
I am going to go 2-1 United with Garnacho scoring
With
so
that
that
Garnacho
speech,
scoring.
we get the box office match reaction as well as the happy vibes.
Is Mount fit?
No, Mount is not fit.
No, Mount and Kuni are both out for quite weeks for some weeks, I guess.
No.
yeah, United are
That
good.
would have actually been generation 1-1
Yeah, Mount
unbeatable
dunking
Mount.
on Chelsea, bhai. Yes.
We will be there.
So I think the pressure will be on
United got
Chelsea.
scammed by Chelsea for Mount.
Like like
Yeah.
United,
I mean, yeah,
yeah,
that
like
kind of
United
scam.
can't go any lower, but somehow they always do. So let's see. Next week, I think we will have a very good match reaction panel,
Yeah.
and
That's
Yeah.
so I would like to say thank you for having me. I had a great time.
Yeah,
Thank you
and
it
so
thanks
was
much.
to all the viewers for us. Thanks to all the viewers who have supported us tonight
By the way, how
and
many
For
viewers
thanks
this
for
to
will
engaging
get?
with
like
us. And
the
so keep
viewers.
continue engaging with us and keep giving us the support and the love we require. So
and
Did you
we'll
say?
keep
Did you say?
coming.
Keep continuing with us.
engaging, I'm saying. And I think we have yapped a lot, and I think it's time to wrap up. And
Yeah,
I want to thank you guys as well for being a part of the panel and making it
thank you.
quite interesting. And tonight it has been a long night, so I think this is where it ends. So thanks for watching and stay safe.
We'll see you all next
We
week.
come
and
next week.
and subscribe.
Okay.
Bye.
Yes.